Not with it. I
Your
don't know.
shit used to have me up, man. Like I used to be like, okay, cool. I need to be up. He up. He working out. He painting. I need to be up right now.
Yeah. All right, that's what I'm about to do for a little minute, bro. I'm about to sit here, show what I'm working on.
What? Wait. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on, man. What? No. Oh, come on, now.
And man,
Come on.
two of my favorite things in the world: pretty toes and pretty bud.
Yes. Yes.
This is something I've been really, really. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I had this idea for 3 years, 4 years, and just been like nervous to put the image out there. I mean, I've had it in my mind for a long time, and I even asked a
Yeah.
few models like, and it's even with just trying to get a model for a regular picture is hard enough. But then when you tell a girl like, y'all want to take a picture of your feet, they get all weirded out about that. Now, I had one girl, she was like, oh, I don't mind you taking pictures of my feet, and I was like, well, I want to do like, I don't know, like feet and weed some kind of way. And she was like, oh, I'm out, I'm not doing that. And it's like, whatever, yo. So I just had this thing like tucked away inside my mind for a minute, and I don't know. It's a lot of people think the imagery is weird, and I get it, but I think this is like honestly one of the first pieces I'm doing absolutely like for myself. I don't give a fuck if nobody else don't even like this shit at all. And like all my other art is to a certain level, it's for me, but I want people to be excited when they see my art. I want people to accept it and embrace it. But this shit right here, this weed and feet, I don't give a fuck if nobody don't like. This is something. It's really really for
And
me.
that's what I want you to do more of. Please do. That's what I want you to do more of because you already have a brilliant mind, and that's a beautiful fucking picture, and you already killing the fucking painting. And that's what I want you to do more of because at the end of the day, you already done paid your dues already for other people. So do what you want to do for a little bit, even if it's 3 months, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Do for you right now. That's for you.
Yeah.
Allow your mind to do what you want for you right now, and then go back into if you want to do that for people and get back popping
Okay.
your shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But right now it's about you. Like that's what we I was just man, we'll get into that later. But yeah, that's what I'm on to right now. It's just like doing things more for me now, just for myself. Like taking pictures for me, like
Yeah.
doing art for me, and that's gonna allow me to be more inspired to do more for others. You know what I mean? And so this is a beautiful step. And I want you to kill this, and I ain't gonna hold you up too much longer. But please, 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 do more for yourself, like this, like you're doing. Don't give a fuck about nobody else's opinion. This is your art, and it's always gonna be beautiful. So it's gonna take some time for the eyes to catch it. And once they do, they do.
All right, bro. That shit. I'm gonna holler at you later on, man. I'm getting here and get some of this painting done.
All right, brother, man. Love and be easy.
Yes, sir. Peace. I don't know why the stream be bugging out like that. Shit just fucking froze on me. Just kicked everybody out the fucking stream. Was in here fucking chilling, listening to a little motivational conversation, and broop broop. Sony wanna act stupid.
Hey, babe, that carpet cleaner worked good.
I'm happy.
I bet you are. So, I'm probably gonna go back out to the grocery store too. If there's anything else, because I forgot to get the tea.
Okay.
Did you want any other snacks? You
Mm-hmm.
see, I got you your fig Newtons and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You want spaghetti tomorrow, or you want tacos?
Yeah, that'd be good. Spaghetti.
All right, so I'm gonna run out get stuff for spaghetti, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get us a shake. And if the shake place ain't open, I don't know. I'll find us something else. Put us a freezy from somewhere.
All right.
Yes.
I'm not getting up.
Nobody said you had to. Stinky butt.
What the fuck? Put the foot down. I ain't getting up, man. I ain't getting up. Yeah, that was my little foot model. Anyway, my man who just had the inspirational conversation, Father 93. Very, very, very smart, motivated young man. Been fucking with this dude for years now. As we both continue our artistic, creative journeys and endeavors. We've been in here for, we were in here for fucking 35 minutes, 40 minutes almost. Then the stream stopped, then I started back up. So now the counter says 6 minutes. We gonna smoke. And I need to work on the skin tone. Working on the skin tone. I ain't gonna lie, guys. I was so fucking lazy with my, I remember that too, yo. I was so lazy to clean off my palette, yo. I don't know. I was getting tired of scraping that shit, so I pulled out my throwaway palette. Bruh, this shit is, when they get done, you just rip the page off and throw it away. 2 suggestions I have for you guys about some shows. Bruh, I'm trying to tell y'all right now. I ain't gonna lie, I've been watching a little bit of TV lately. I was gonna hit the bomb, but I think I might roll a doobie. I've been watching a little bit of TV lately, yo. I watched this one animated series called Invincible. If you have not seen Invincible, watch that shit. Yo, it looks like you remember the old Batman cartoon on the WB or whatever? It looks like the animation looks like Batman. SOTD. Is this what? That boy said doobie. Yo. Oh, I already seen that. I seen Demon Slayer. Invincible is good, and then I started watching this other shit called The Boys. Yo, it's a live action show, but it's based on a comic book. The Boys is based on a comic book, but it's a live action TV show. That shit crazy. It's about some superhero shit too, but superheroes like motherfuckers ain't got no morals, yo. Cause you couldn't give me superpowers. You couldn't. Cause I would not be a 100% moral person. I would do some. If I can rob a bank and you shoot a bullet at me and that shit won't hurt me, I'm robbing banks, man. I'm just saying. But The Boys is crazy. Like the whole concept of The Boys is a really good concept. Strain of the day. Y'all late on Invincible, man. Shit fire. He said y'all late. I definitely am. I'm not gonna lie, yo. I definitely am late as fuck on Invincible. Cause that shit is good. Yeah, on Prime. And I didn't know bruh. Yo, my girlfriend got a Prime account. I ain't know that shit, man. I don't be come on, bro. We barely watch TV over here, man. Most of my TV is YouTube videos, documentaries, and news. And so there's not a lot of shows that even catch my attention. And I swear, I didn't know we had Amazon Prime. Yo, Yu Yu Hakusho. The dead detective. The deceased detective. That was a good one too. Yu Yu, that was a good one. Oh, am I thinking about Yu Yu Hakusho? He was the kid cop, right? The dead kid cop. I'm thinking about something else. But yeah, I figured out we got Amazon Prime. I'm like, girl, I didn't know we had Amazon Prime. I started flipping through all that shit, yo. And see, I know about anime now, bro. I know a little bit about some anime. Beer run. Be right back. Beer run. Puff, it's Sunday, man. Wait a minute. Puff. Whoa. Wait for you leave, bro. Because, man, the last time I was in South Carolina, you couldn't buy alcoholic beverages on a Sunday. South Carolina was a blue state. Did they change that? Can you buy beer on Sundays now in South Carolina? That's crazy. Or are you going to the bootlegger? Huh? You going to the bootlegger at 12:30? I'm in PA, and you can buy alcohol on Sundays, but they said that's really recent. Oh my God. On the south side. But it's like even here in PA, it's fairly recent that they allow people to buy alcohol on Sundays. I would have got my shit yesterday. I got me a big ass bottle of some Jose Cuervo, and then a bottle of Palma. So I'll be straight for a couple weeks. You did what I mean? Man, that shit pissed me. I'm a grown ass fucking man. I see all the alcohol is right here on the shelves, and you telling me I can't buy none of it? I got fucking money. You got an employee at the cash register. I got money. There's a cash register. Liquor is on the walls. Now you telling me just because it's a certain day of the week I can't make this transaction? I'm a grown ass fucking man. Fuck is wrong with y'all, Texas? Man, this shit pissing me off. Cause it's what? It's the day after Saturday, the day before Monday. It's still the weekend. The day where most people play football, and you telling me I can't buy a beer on Sunday. This is fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. I hate blue states. And that my man say after 12:30, that's how South Carolina, like even electronics. Even electronics. On Sunday you can't buy an electronic until after 12:30. After 12:30, you can go buy your Walkman and your CD player and your DVD burner or whatever. But before 12:30 on a Sunday, we're not selling you any electronics. We're a good Christian state. We honor the Sabbath. Yo, eat last. Peace, bro. No liquor. Oh, you can just get beer. Oh, we'll sell you beer. We ain't gonna sell you none of the hard stuff. You might get belligerent and drive into a telephone pole. Now, you won't sell me liquor. Bitch, if I drink 2 6-packs, that's just, what's the difference? If I'm drunk, I'm drunk. If I'm drunk, I can drink a bottle of liquor or 2 6-packs of beer and I'm gonna be drunk. So how you gonna sell me beer but can't sell me liquor? Oh my God. Shit is weird, man. I'm a grown ass man. You tell me I can't drink what I want to drink on a certain day of the week. I was listening to some reports about that FedEx shooting in Indianapolis, and they said that the shooter turned the gun on himself and committed suicide like a little bitch. Just like the little bitch he was. Kill his damn self, little bitch. Yo, Puff. Hey, man. Now, ain't Fats in the gang used to live in the Summit where that military dude was picking on the little black kid and shoving the little kid around? Ain't that the same place, Fats? Ain't he had a house out there in that neighborhood? Most people, if y'all ain't heard that story, little black kid walking through the neighborhood, big white military dude come out of his house. Yep, I knew I done been in that neighborhood, and I'm thinking to myself the whole time like, this big white motherfucker talking about, oh, we're a tight knit community, we know everybody around here. Like, bitch, I used to be strolling through the fucking summit, out they blowing weed and shit and everything, nigga. Like, you can't tell me no black people don't live out here, and it's weird for you to see a black person walking down your street. Bro, this is a very mixed community. You can't tell me like, oh, this is a tight-knit community. I know everybody. No, the fuck you don't. No, the fuck you don't. Because I know homies that used to live in the fucking summer. I used to be chilling out that shit. Like, motherfucker went off too, and then what happened the next day? Yo, hey, the boy showed up deep. Yep, with Pastor Troy in the motherfucking closet booth. I remember that shit. He said, I'm straight on that. I saw the story. The next day, yo, Columbia come out in full force. Columbia come to the man front door. Excuse me, sir. We heard you got a problem with black people walking down your street. We just want to talk to you. When I posted the story on social media, I was like, yo, I got friends and family who live in that city. Cause I got an aunt who live in Columbia, and I got a cousin who live in Columbia, and I got homies who live in Columbia. I know ain't nobody gonna let that shit ride like that. This is not West Bubblefuck, Virginia or something. Columbia is. We got enough numbers down there. You look up the demographics for Columbia, South Carolina. It should be pretty even. I mean, the state itself, the state of South Carolina, bruh, y'all ain't gonna outnumber us like that, nigga. Yeah, y'all don't outnumber us like that. Now, where I'm at now, where I currently live, oh man, the African American population is about 5%, if that. For the city that I live in, it's about 5%. Columbia, man, that shit about 55%. At least 49. I know that shit about half or some way close to half. Y'all don't outnumber the niggas down there like that. Y'all ain't got numbers like that, cause we got numbers in the South. So you think you gonna pick on a little black kid and not have a mob show up to your house where they millions of black people live around here, bro? You not in the mountains in the hills somewhere where it's all rednecks. It's not like that, bro. It's not. It's not. I don't know what the dude was thinking. But bruh, I don't know. You need to move, like I say, West Virginia, South Dakota, New Hampshire, or some way. If you want, you need to go move into one of them little cities in Vermont or something like that. If you want to have like the dominant power, move to Utah, to one of the little Mormon communities. If you want all the dominant power, and then you can push a little black kid around and nobody can't do nothing about it. You ain't gonna do that shit in South Carolina though, bro. You ain't about to do that shit in South Carolina. Motherfuckers ain't. Yeah. South Carolina demographics. South Carolina demographics. Yeah, we about 30% of the population. Not exactly half, but it ain't a little bit. We about 30% of the population of motherfucking South Carolina, yo. Black people make up about 30% of the population. So you go to some of these cities, you go to Darlington and Hartsville and Lamar and all them little shit, man, hey, they're ass niggas. They're ass niggas, y'all. Hey, they some all black towns, yo. Like my town not all black. Like my hometown not all black, but I went to an all black elementary school, and not because it was segregated or nothing like that. That was just a neighborhood. That was just our hood, yo. Our side of town, And you had like one or two white families. And I remember all the way through elementary, I had maybe like two white classmates. All the way through elementary. I didn't really like have a bunch of white classmates until I got into middle school. I already know, like, as soon as I seen that post, oh, Columbia, South Carolina, military guy does. I was like, in Columbia, and I watched the video, and then I watched the video again, and then I watched the video again. I'm like, how is this even going down right now? But then in the video, right before it ends, there's like two black ladies. They look like they're just walking through the neighborhood. They're just going on a walk, and they're coming. They you see them come down the street and turn the corner and start walking towards this altercation, and they're just walking. Two black ladies. So you can't tell me that you don't see black people walking in your neighborhood all the time. This black kid is walking. He's just on a fucking walk. You hold him up for 10, 15 minutes in this little confrontation, and if he would have just walked by 10 or 15 minutes later, these two black ladies would have walked by too. And because there's black people in the fucking neighborhood, so don't act like it's not. That's crazy. They just wanted to talk, man. They just wanted to talk. That's all. He should have just came outside. Hey. I can't talk to everybody at the same time. Stop shouting, people. You first. What do you have to say? Okay. Okay, you. What do you have to say? Oh, shit. Hey, on the video of the protest, big dude. Yo, big swole motherfucker, he look like Angry Man. Yo, this motherfucker look like Angry Man. Big swole motherfucker. Tell me I ain't want to talk. I'm gonna make you shit yourself. I mean, just to have, I don't know. To have a mountain of a man, you just looking at this big mountain of a man, and he say, I'm about to make you shit yourself. Motherfucker hard to stop. You like, get the gun. And then on top of that, you a white racist motherfucker, and you have a big black mountain saying this shit to you. I ain't want to talk to him. I'm gonna make him shit himself. God damn. Hey, motherfuckers do not play. He gotta move. You gotta move now, bro. You and your family gotta move, cause that big mountain of a black man, he might catch you coming from the grocery store one day, you know, and this be weeks and months down the road. You'll be all forget about it. You just trying to put groceries in the trunk of your car, and then somebody, pow, just slap the shit out you. Yeah, nigga, that for pushing that little kid last summer. You gotta move to a different state, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta move to a different state. Oh yeah. Oh, they would have. Oh man, he know. Hey, they would have dragged him to the bones. They would have dragged him up and down that street to all the meat. Ain't nothing but bones left, bro. They would have dragged this shit out his ass. Would have dragged. Hey, he already know. Don't come outside, man. Shit about to get bad. Yo, shit was gonna get bad, man. But hey, we gotta get some painting done, man. All right. He gotta move. He can't live there no more. Okay, if he don't move, you can't come outside for a couple summers, man. Your whole family on punishment for 2 summers. You come outside to cut your grass and go and take your ass back in the house. Don't sit on your front porch. No cook, you can't barbecue in your own backyard. None of that shit. You come out. If we smell barbecue coming from your backyard, we throwing shit over the fence. I'm throwing shit over the fence. Go in the house. Don't wet me. You know what the fuck you did last summer. You got 2 summers of punishment. Don't come outside, cause we gonna beat your ass. You on citizens house arrest. You cut your grass, you trim your hedges, take your ass back in the house. You can't even wash your car in your yard. Go to the motherfucking car wash. He was you don't even own this house. What? He didn't even own the house? Oh no, move, get the fuck up out of here. Get the fuck up out of here, bro. You don't even own this house. You don't even own this house. Nigga, you paying rent. Stop acting like you own some shit. Nigga, you paying rent. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up out of here, nigga. You about to lose your job. You ain't got no house. You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit, Tommy. Alright, man, I thought he was a home owner. Oh, you already know. You ain't even a home owner. Get the man, if you don't get your big bald head ass the fuck up out here, bro. Get the fuck up out here, nigga. You don't even own this property. We're a tight knit community. Where do you live? Where do you live? He was like, why? And then the kid asked him, he was like, how long you been living here? That doesn't matter. Oh, you don't ask me where I live and where the fuck I'm going and coming from, but I asked you a question on how long you been living here. You don't even want to tell me that. Man, you don't even own this bitch, bruh. You new to the neighborhood. You talking about tight knit. You new to the neighborhood. Get your big, and your wife look like a motherfucking koala bear. Get your big George of the Jungle koala bear hugging ass the fuck up out of here, bro. And we keeping your deposit, my nigga. You know why? Because you just caused all this commotion. You don't get your safety deposit back, man. That's in the clause. Read the fine print. No safety deposit back for you, bitch, nigga. And then when you go try to rent another property and they ask for a reference from your last landlord, I'm gonna tell them why the fuck I kicked you out too. Yes, this is Taylor Property Management Group. We're calling on behalf of such and such. Why was he evicted? The motherfucker was racist. I'm gonna send you the YouTube link right now. The motherfucker was racist. He beating up neighborhood kids, man. He beating up a kid. So I told him, get the fuck out my house. You and your koala bear wife and your stinky ass children. All y'all, get out my house. I don't want y'all living here. If y'all gonna do this shit to the neighborhoods, y'all gonna act like this in the neighborhoods, man, look. Get your big koala bear, eucalyptus eating ass, you bald head George of the Jungle looking, goofy ass. Fucking Sergeant Slaughter looking redneck motherfucking. Sergeant Nazis. But yeah, my neighbor, they just got a new car, and no, they said something wrong with the battery and it won't start. Yeah, you get all the treats. You get all the treats. Huh? You ate all the treats. So I heard somebody knocking at the fortress. I had to go see who was at the fortress. You came and got me. You're such a smart dog. Yeah, thank you. If I'm coming to tell me somebody at the door, you gonna eat them up, ain't it, boo? Say, I don't want nobody knock on my door like that without coming to get me. Get the master of the house. Say, I heard him. Say, I heard him at the door. They were banging, trying to get in. You gonna bite them up, ain't it, boo? I know. Say, I'm gonna get him. That's good. All right. I ain't got, that's all the treats. Bye. But oh hell, internet connection quality is currently not sufficient. Man, this stream might drop out again. I ain't even put one goddamn brush to the canvas yet. But, yeah, it's crazy. Their new car won't start. She said, "Oh, I'll put a dash cam on it." I don't know if that's draining the battery or what. You might just need a new battery, yeah. But I hate that shit. Get a new car and there's all kind of problems with it. I don't know. I'll never buy a new car. So all my used cars, I always whatever I pay for a car, I always just expect to like put an extra $1,500 into it like almost immediately. Especially if it's like a used car, you just used cars come with issues sometimes. That's too far back. Too far back. Too far back. I ain't even went to the store yet. Oh, but you will. There you go, barking. Alright. I'm surprised you guys stayed looking at these toes that long. My bad though. Hidden Colors 1 through 4. Everyone watch Hidden Colors, Black Education, More King. More King, are you still in here? Hidden Colors was produced by Tariq Nasheed. I've already watched all the Hidden Colors, bro. And so that's why when you look at my art, there's all the education in my art. Stacks and stacks of books. All the talkers and presenters who were in Hidden Colors. After I watched the first Hidden Colors, I started collecting their books and reading their stuff. I'm sorry that you just found out about the Hidden Color series because they're old as hell, bro. I watched the first Hidden Colors like 10 years ago. 10, 11 years ago or some shit like that. It's been a long time ago. But yeah, definitely. It's still good for people to watch those shits. The Hidden Colors for people who haven't watched them.
I think it's a good rewatch too.
Oh, definitely. Like I say, no matter what, if they try to ever cancel Tariq Nasheed or whatever bad shit anybody can say about him or whatever, I will always credit that motherfucker for getting me back on my reading. That motherfucker made me read again, yo, like hard body for years on a different shit, because all my books is all science fiction and like white history shit, yo, because I always loved to read. But after I watched the first Hidden Colors, I was like, oh shit, how come I never heard of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing? How come I never heard of Shahadazar Ali? How come I never heard of Dr. Phil Valentine and everybody else? I'm like, who the fuck are all these people, yo, telling me all this fucking crazy ass knowledge? I'm like, what the fuck, yo? That shit blew my fucking mind, and I just started reading like all their fucking books after that shit. Dr. Ben Yakinen, motherfucking Ivan von Sertimer, Barbara Sizemore. Man, we got crazy historians, crazy psychologists like Francis Cress Welsing, like Dr. Amos Wilson, like political scientists, like damn, I can't call the other dude name right now. Even there's so many names floating around in my head, but I started reading a lot of shit just from Hidden Colors, yeah. Like I say, no matter what nobody ever say about that dude, like, he put together some good shit.
Are you hear me?
What?
I couldn't get the dog a groomer's appointment. They didn't have anything for today.
Mm-hmm.
And my work hours won't work with their hours, so if we have time today, if you want to help me, if not, maybe tomorrow when I get home. That's why I just was like, yo, I just cleaned them carpets. She need to get washed. All her shit need to get washed. You got brain freeze?
Yeah. Oh.
This video is sponsored by Audible. Click the link in the description to start your free trial and get your free book.
Wow.
What would superheroes really be like in our world with the most rigorous application of reality?
Just fly
This
it
is
up.
the
Or,
question that showrunner Eric Kripke saw at the center of The Boys. Of course, this was not the first time that an exploration of this question has been put to the screen. A film that comes to mind that attempted to rigorously apply reality to a superpowered individual is Hancock, admittedly a very guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah.
Will Smith, playing the titular character of Hancock, has all the powers of your prototypical hero. He's nigh invincible, super strong, can fly the whole 9 yards. At the same time, though, he is a rude, careless drunkard who has a really strange anal fixation.
I swear to Christ, your head is going up the driver's ass, his head is going up your ass, and you drew the short stick because your head is going up my ass.
Hancock is no doubt a far cry from the perfect Cape Crusader in spandex tights, and more realistically
I kinda
depicted than a
didn't like
superhero
Hancock.
Booster
I
Gold
liked
could
it,
ever
but I
be.
don't know why I don't remember that whole ass thing.
yeah, and then
Just the-
he did shove the one guy's head up his ass, and they showed that shit. I was like, what the fuck? But then it was just like
Way to put some weird shit in
his powers are weakened when he's around the white lady. It is like, what is
that
what
was
is
weird.
this?
And then they couldn't be together.
Yeah,
Like,
and then the further they get apart, the stronger they are, but they lose their memories or something. It was like, I don't understand this, bro. It's like some of this shit is cool, but the plot itself, like, I couldn't make it make sense, yo. Even in the fictional whatever, in their own personal reality, is like, okay, it's just like that's the world they live in, but still, it's like that's dumb. you become more human and more normal when you're closer to each other, so you have to stay away from each other. Don't fuck with no white women. I know you got a weakness and a lust for them, but they make you lose your powers.
right?
There's some kind of subliminal message in there.
Immersive narratives like Hancock and others already exist doesn't mean The Boys has nothing new or interesting to offer. In fact, I think the show has a lot to offer to both aspiring and seasoned writers who appreciate and want to learn about the craft. Even though other fictions have worked with the concept of rigorously applying reality to superheroes, I don't think any of them hit home quite as hard as The Boys. In my humble assessment, I see 3 main reasons for this, and I'd love to break them down for any of you interested in writing similar stuff yourself. So, the first aspect I wanted to address is the timing of the narrative. Now, I know this might not seem connected to the actual writing at all, but just hear me out. We live in a day and age that is largely dominated by superhero narratives. In the last 2 decades, there have been literally dozens of superhero movies, Marvel being the largest contributor to match by producing 23 such films since 2008 alone.
Damn.
While it's true
That's how
that
many
each
movies
movie
they
has
really
different
made?
characters in different circumstances, each of the films essentially tells the same narrative. A character masters either extremely powerful physiological, magical, or technological powers to defeat a villain and cement themselves as a hero and a force of objective good. There is such a ubiquitous hard and fast formula for these movies that a compilation of all their blue sky beams exist. But when certain storytelling elements are paired frequently enough, they start to pervade the genre they're in and become a narrative default. Romantic comedies are plagued by boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl back plot lines, and superhero movies are quickly catching up with predictable, formulaic narratives. This recent flood of superhero movies has created a mythos of its own, a narrative mythos based around the idea that once a person...
And that's the thing. There's very, very few formulas to tell a story. It's like we've been telling stories for thousands of fucking years. There's only a handful of ways you can tell a fucking story. And that's why I'm not even big on movies no more. I think like I've seen like the best writing for my generation and, you know, some of the best concepts and I don't know, it's just like, oh, a new movie's coming out. It's like,
Now they're just remaking it.
yeah, but is it going to be good though? Just because it's a new movie? Like, And honestly, I kind of see remakes. I don't know, like I always hated remakes, but I'd rather see like a good old movie be remade better instead of somebody trying to come up with some new dumb shit.
Like those like old shark movies, yeah, but like certain shit. Matrix. How many Matrix movies can you make? You know what I mean?
I mean, how many Fast and Furious movies can you make too?
They made like what 6 or 8? I can't
And
remember.
I really thought The Matrix was a decent trilogy. I didn't even like the second one that much. It was weird. Like the first Matrix is still on my top 10. It's probably in my top 3. It really changed movies. It changed the cinema graphics of movies, how movies look, and especially the fight scenes. Like The Matrix really changed that shit for movies, yo. And so I love the first one, and I was like, okay, that was an awesome movie. Then they did part 2, and I'm like, a sequel? And the sequel was so fucking sketchy, and the plot was here and there, and then they just started throwing like famous people in it, and it was like, why the fuck did y'all do that? Yo, like, I really did not like the second Matrix that much, but I was such a fan of the first one that I watched the third movie, and
I mean, the first is always normally the best, but well, it happened.
And they tightened it up a little bit in the third one, but then they put this like Jesus saves made Neo into like this Jesus character, and then it's like, oh my god, just fucking stop already. And I feel like, I don't know, just I would have been cool with them just leaving those 3 movies,
Right.
but nope, they gotta make another one because all the fans want it, just like they wanted another fucking Coming to America. When the first one was like, it's so good, it's hard to fucking duplicate that. The first Friday is still my favorite Friday. I kind of like the second Friday movie. I did not like the third Friday movie at all, really. And it's like,
Oh, I like all the Fridays.
you can't fucking get that same spark back from the first one. Now, like I'm saying, the rest of them, they just, okay, well, let's throw this famous person and this famous person in there just to try to make something stick. And it's like, nah. But this Doom movie, oh my god. And it has the guy who plays Aquaman. Just because he is kind of badass, I'm excited to see how he plays that character. Marvel did 23 superhero movies.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
And all 6 Fast and the Furious. They never stop for gas. Hey, don't try to point out obvious shit like that, bro. You kill the movie, man. Stop it. And they never go to the bathroom in most movies. And like, in a bunch of sitcoms, like I noticed too, like sometimes people don't even eat. Like you never see people eating or taking a piss. It's weird. And in driving movies, nobody needs to stop for gas. This is very true. This is very true. Cause that's how, man. Them old karate flicks, man. Those are some of the best action movies ever, really. That's why Wu-Tang called himself Wu-Tang, man. You know what I'm saying? Once Upon a Time in China and all that good shit, man. Goddamn China.
That would never not be fun.
And goddamn what was that other shit, yo? Damn, I forgot the name of that one movie, yo. It was like Kung Fu and karate had to fight each other, yo. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, I'm ready for this last John Wick.
Where's that gonna be, part 4? And how long can they stretch that shit out?
Well, he didn't die in the last one.
Well, I'm just saying, you're gonna stretch it out to the main protagonist dies. It's like, I don't know. The first one was good. I get it, even though it was over some dumb shit, sentimental. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck with a crazy killer and his dog that his girlfriend gave him. I get all of that.
Right.
But then that shit continues and spills over for 2 more movies. Like, Okay. I honestly thought that was a one-time. That was gonna be a one-time thing, like Jack Reacher, and that was like this super badass character like that, but they only made one movie. They shut it down real quick. It was a good movie, a bunch of action, very little suspense because you almost knew it was gonna happen. Just like John Wick, very little suspense because you know how this shit's gonna turn out. John Wick gonna beat everybody's ass.
Oh, damn.
Why?
You definitely gonna die this time. You got to.
The Equalizer with Denzel. All that shit is a black John Wick, man.
Kind of. Basically, yeah.
Now how you gonna? I mean, but how long can you drag that shit out?
Listen, I'm gonna be going to see John Wick on the first day it comes out. So I wouldn't be mad if they let him live for one more. Like, I really love. That's probably my favorite Assassin series.
You know, all these streaming services about to kill the movies, man. By going to movies.
I feel sorry for any dog John Wick gets. Boxy sheep. There you go. Oh, we missed a lot of colors. I just see that. It's funny as shit. They definitely coming for his dog.
Scorpion Blade, yeah, we were. Oh, IP Man, you know, Master Ip, the motherfucking teacher of a goddamn Bruce Lee. Chow Yun Fat. Ain't that Chow Yun Fat was no, Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen was Master Ip. He was the fucking monkey. Damn. What was that shit was? Donnie Yen was the Iron Monkey too. Chow Yun Fat. Chow Yun Fat, he did like traditional kung fu movies, but then he started doing like the cop dramas. But Chow Yun Fat still had them hands though. You know what I'm saying? Those are some of my favorite. Donnie Yen, Chow Yun Fat, of course, Jet Li, Bruce Lee, and then the motherfucker Tony Jaa. Man, y'all don't know who Tony Jaa is. I dare anybody to name that one main movie from Tony Jaa. You get 15 cool points for that shit.
Wow, I was about to say, what did they get? Y'all get some cool points.
Yeah, that's all we give out, cool points right here. Shit, y'all don't know.
I'm not gonna ruin it. I'm just looking it up. He's been in a lot.
Wing Chun? Who? Tony Jaa?
Yeah.
Yeah, but one of the main movies where he really known from, like when he first,
American movie?
Yeah, when he first came over to America, like there was two movies that really came out with Tony Jaa. They Umbak. That motherfucker know about that Umbak, boy. Yo, he stole my elephant, yo. Umbak, the Protector.
Oh yeah, that is the first thing that came up.
Yo, that Umbak. It had that one scene where he fights his way upstairs through the building. It's one scene.
Oh, there's 3 of them.
Yo, the camera does not cut. The camera doesn't cut for like 10 minutes. I'm probably exaggerating. Probably like an 8-minute. But it's a 8-minute fight scene where the camera doesn't cut. And he's constantly working his way upstairs through this. I'm like, what the? Who the fuck choreographed that shit? Who in the fuck choreographed that fight scene? That shit was fucking crazy. That shit was fucking crazy, bro. Umbak.
There's 3 of them too. The third one came out in 2010.
Yo, that shit was so hard, yo.
The Protector.
And
the Protector 2, and then Monster Hunter in 2020. I don't think we've seen him.
Monster Hunter?
Yeah, have you seen
Yo,
him?
Tony Jaa is in Monster Hunter? I didn't know that.
He's in a movie called Jiu-Jitsu.
Monster Hunter is based off a video game.
And he was in Fast and Furious 7.
Because he Tony Jaa, nigga. Yo, I'm telling you.
I did see this XXX Return of Xander Cage. Vin Diesel was in that. And I did see that. That was a good movie. It was definitely like Fast and Furious vibes, but not so much. If I remember correctly, he skateboarded or something in the movie, but he was fucking shit up. Master Z, the IP Man Legacy. Detective Chinatown. This looks like some funny ass shit, I ain't gonna lie. It just came out. It's a movie.
I'm gonna say fuck Talk the Text.
by Queen Wayne and Milano. Fighting Crime in the third entry in this hugely successful Chinese buddy action comedy series.
Yeah, I remember. I think my cousin made me watch that shit for the first time. Yeah.
Do you know that this one movie, Detective Chinatown, in 2020 made almost $700 million
Oh damn,
in the box office?
that's a good turn.
In the United, it was released in the United Kingdom. Yeah, I'm in the wrong industry, okay? Shaman said talk to text.
I said, fuck that shit.
Bonk.
I haven't watched that shit in some years, but that's still another movie. Like I'll watch that shit anytime, yo. That Bop, yo, I'll throw that shit right on. That shit something like Monty Python for me, yo. They like a bunch of there. I got a bunch of old ass movies. I can watch them shits over and over and never get tired of them shits, yo.
Monty Python is a classic.
Yeah, I can watch
That was ahead of its time because
the jokes in that shit is like,
1975.
yo, that shit is too funny, yo. It's just like,
Almost
nigga,
50 years. That's what I'm saying. Almost 50 years later, and it's just like,
this old dry ass British humor be having me cracking the fuck up, yo. Like, what the
the
fuck?
elderberry part and the dude cracking the coconuts together.
Oh
that
my
shit is
god,
classic.
yo. I swear, yo.
Your mother smells of elderberries.
A witch! A witch! We got a witch! How do you know she's a witch? Look at her. She's dressed like a witch. I didn't.
Look at her nose.
She dressed me like this. It's not my real nose. It's a false one. We did do the nose, but she's still a witch.
A witch, a witch, and then they just all in unison, like.
What floats in water? Rocks, pebbles, gravy, a duck.
A duck. Very
Oh,
good.
who are you who are so wise in the ways of science?
It's so crazy because you think about it, like there really was a time.
And that's how
like,
people fucking
if
thought.
If you could
yo.
fucking swim, they gonna kill you, and then if you can't swim, you gonna die
Down.
anyway. What the hell type of shit?
She's a fucking
We
witch.
might be in some bad times now, but let's just say it's a little bit better than
Yeah,
this.
you couldn't just go around claiming somebody turned you into a newt.
Yeah, back then, I feel like it didn't matter what you were. I mean, I don't know, where if that. Well, I feel like that was really some white people shit. But,
Yeah, that
like,
was all white people shit,
yeah,
man.
that was the Salem witch trials. I was about to say I don't know about the rest of the world what they were doing, but all you hear about during that time is just white people just singing.
Yeah, the Protestants, the Shakers, the Quakers, all these motherfuckers doing
and
some.
then it's like they don't accuse the men of being witches. It's just the woman that they were there, like killing.
The men were warlocks.
They couldn't be witches. But that's the thing, y'all are so fucking dumb because if you were born from a fucking woman and she's a witch, what the hell did that make you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Dumbass.
It's crazy.
That's like if I say, oh, all men are demons, they must die. Well, what are you, a demon seed? I mean, hello.
A witch.
Come at me. That's all you got? Come on.
But your arm's off. It's but a flesh wound. I've had worse.
This nigga was down to a torso.
What are you doing? You gonna run away? Come here. I'll bite you in your ankles. What are you gonna do? Bleed on me? None shall pass.
That's crazy because my old ass neighbor told me to watch that a long time ago. And then when you turn it on, I was like, oh shit, I've been missing out all this time. And I still haven't seen all of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking Monty Python Jones. The Life of Brian. I've only seen like 2 of them. I seen that one and The Life of Brian. Then they had like a little sketch comedy show too.
Is probably the best, but I don't know. I can't see that yet.
And then like later on, I think didn't they do Lock, Stock, and 2 Smoking Barrels or something like that? I'm not sure if that was a Monty Python production or not, but that was like in the early 90s, I think.
Yeah, the best shit came out from like I would say like the 70s to the early 2000s, but really the 90s. I'd say most of my favorite movies and shows came from the 90s. And the best music too, because this shit nowadays, I don't know what the fuck that is. with Kid Cudi, right?
In the dress?
Mm-hmm.
That was weeks ago.
Like a week or two ago. It's still trending right now because he's pissed off that people are mad that he wore a dress.
He said he was making a shout out to Cobain, and I get it, you know, because he's really a rocker at heart. And Cobain is one of his idols.
My only thing was you could have wore the same dress that Kurt wore. Like,
And you wear some extra tight fitted
yeah,
shit.
you wore like a
nigga.
sundress out of my closet. Like Kurt wore his grandma's dress when he did that shit. Like
Yeah.
you wore your girl's dress when you did. You went in your girl's closet and said, "What you got in here that got flowers on it?" No judgments. If you want to wear.
And
a
then
dress,
Kurt,
that's
he clearly had on a t-shirt and some shorts underneath that shit.
of it, right?
Yeah, it's like he had clothes on. He just threw a dress, like an old grandma dress, on top of that shit real quick for some dumb shit.
And that's what I was about to say. Like, it's different when you're trying to be funny. Just like when Andre 3000 got with Erykah Badu and like he had his hair permed and flat iron like the old school pimps. Like, I don't think that makes him quote unquote gay or whatever. But like, it's
Snoop
just,
did that shit too. That shit don't make nobody gay.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But it's
don't
just
forget
all
that,
about
bro.
how you do it. Like when Young Thug wore his dress, I was like, bro.
No.
And then when Kid Cudi did that shit, I was like, really, Miss Cudi? That's what you want to do, bro? No judgments. I'm still gonna bump your music. I'm still gonna be a fan. I just want you to not have on my sundress the next time.
Yeah.
But if that's what you like, say. I gotta stop being like that. Gender roles don't exist anymore.
Man, whatever, yo, cause I'm fucking a major Cudi fan. It's just like I'm saying, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
And if you start wearing dresses all the time, it's gonna be like,
Yeah.
yo, is this like your
Yeah, don't start.
tactic
Yeah,
or
don't start
something?
polishing your nails and doing all this
I think
extra
he
shit.
did have on
'Cause
nail polish,
he did.
too.
Oh my god, that's what I'm saying. Like, Cudi, come on, nigga. You too grown for this shit. Don't just switch over in the ninth inning, nigga. 'Cause he my age or older.
Really?
Yeah, Cudi ain't no young cat. Cudi like in his late 30s.
Yeah. I mean, he's a genius. I'll give him that.
Oh, he definitely is. And that's why he was able to leave fucking Kanye. He left his contract with Kanye to do his own shit. Like, nigga, I don't need you or your company or your influence because my fan base is so fucking strong. I can do this by myself.
Yep.
And then years and years later, Kanye come back begging, like, man, we gotta do an album together. Then they drop that Kids See Ghosts.
Yeah, their album was hot because they're literally the kings of doing that 808 shit.
Yeah, because like, Kitty.
Even Travis Scott, when he be trying to do the little auto-tune and 808 and all that shit, like, it's cool. I like his music. I like him. Like, I haven't seen him do nothing problematic or whatever, but, like, nobody's doing that shit like Kanye and Cudi. But we have to just say, like, Kanye did that shit first. I don't care what nobody said. He might be crazy. He might be whatever. Kanye did that shit first.
Kanye made a sound for himself, yeah.
That everybody is going to eat off of.
He
I
made.
was just watching the Kanye interview this morning when he was talking about, like, he was cutting hair when he was 14 years old, and I was doing this, and he was like, you know, people want to give you shit. He was like, but you'll be walking around in somebody else's car, or riding around somebody else's car, wearing somebody else's chain, making they type of music, da-da-da-da-da. He was like, and fuck that. He was like, I'm not doing that. He was like, these motherfuckers want to be regular. He was like, I'm a genius. And you know, the lady was like, well, why do you call yourself that? And he was like, because if I don't call myself a genius, then I'm a rapper, a nigger, or this, or that. I was like, okay, Kanye, go off, bro.
Yo, they was wearing like skirts. It was a skirt or something, and he had the fucking.
I remember that.
He had
shit.
the purse and the pearl necklace.
I remember that.
And
shit.
talking about nah, man. This is a something about it. Make it easy for me to pull my gun out when I got my skirt on. Yeah. And man, he's like pearl necklace. You know how much these pearls cost, man? It take forever to get one pearl or some weird way they're trying to explain why he dressing like a girl. This not no purse. This a man bag or something. I was like, what the fuck, nigga? Yo. Motherfucker had on a whole girl outfit. Had a blouse. Nigga had a blouse on, a pearl necklace, a pocketbook, and a skirt. And it had an explanation why all that shit was gangster as shit, yo. Oh, nah. See, my shirt, it make it easier for me to reach my gun. And my skirt, I can run from the cops easier. You know? And I got my bag because I be carrying lots of money. Man, we got all kind of excuses now. Yo, for some reason, like I don't know. I don't know. I guess I didn't have the proper like internal monologue for this shit, but I remember reading the Boondocks comic strip and not finding that shit funny. Because it is like it is a lot of political satire in there, and so a lot of goddamn, a lot of his jokes didn't have that pum bing. You know, it was like ha ha. It was just like some shit to be like, oh yeah, that's fucked up. Then I got a loogie in my throat and I cannot get this bitch out. Son of a bitch. But yeah, I didn't find a comic strip. I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea, really. I just it was like, oh, the Boondocks. Sometimes I would read it, and sometimes I wouldn't. Most of the times I wouldn't. And I just skip over it. I'm like, man. And then when the TV show came out, it took me a minute to realize that it was the comic strip. I'm like, once I started watching it, I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't this the same guy who did the funny pages? And it was like, yeah, they took his comic strip and made it into a show. But that show been funny as shit though. God damn. When the dude wife was crushing on Usher, and they singing in the rain and shit. And then he slapped Usher. Yo, and Usher bodyguards beat his ass, yo.
Sarah?
What?
That was the wife's name.
Yeah, Sarah. He started singing Sarah Smiles in the Rain and shit. I was like, my God, this nigga heart broken.
Sarah was getting moist.
Yeah, your wife in love with an Usher? She left you for an Usher? Not, hey Usher.
Don't swallow that thing over.
Use a hoe.
Just lick it. There you go.
And then he had to talk to a pimp named Slipback. Yo, the whole shit was funny.
No, don't do that.
What?
It's dog ice cream, but it has like mint and all this stuff in it. It's supposed to be good for that digestive system to make their breath smell good. So I just tried it. But she's trying to pick the whole thing up and eat it, and she gonna have a fucking brain freeze.
No, she'll learn.
So I'm like, no, just lick it. And then she didn't even want it at first. She smelled the mint and was like, And then I put it on the ground and let her, because I took it out the cup. When I tell you she was playing with the cup trying to eat the plastic, I was like, see, always acting bougie. I really hope this dog don't swallow this whole thing of ice cream. She gonna be sick as fuck. I know I'm really, I ain't even gonna say it, but you know what I'm about to say. One of those people for doing this shit. I'm one of those. Well, I see that you like it. Hope it don't make you shoot it. Stop, I'm not trying to take it from you, fat ass. No, don't do it like that. There you go. She thinking about it too. She keep trying to put the whole thing in her mouth and then spitting that shit out. Like, yeah, that shit cold. No, boo, no. No, no. I'm gonna fuck you up too. Put this shit on the goddamn food. Eat it out the bowl. Don't do that shit again. Eat it out the bowl. fuck? That's why I put it in there.
I always want to carry that shit somewhere.
Right, like I put it in a bowl for a reason. No. Put it back in the goddamn bowl. Put it in the bowl. In the bowl. Fine. You want to swallow it whole? Be my guest. Fucking greedy ass dog. Stop. See? Alright, you done. You about to piss me off. She would have did that on that carpet I just cleaned. That's why I was like, let me just bring it up here.
Boy, you stupid. You know that?
Stupid as hell. And then you keep trying to eat it, and every time you pick it up, it's too cold, and you spit it out. You done? Stop. That's why I can't get your ass nothing. You don't know how to act. Trying to treat you like them other people treat their dogs. And you acting like one of them. Look at you, about to choke. Spit it out.
You dummy.
Spit it out. Mm-hmm. Look at you. You're done. You're done. Goodbye.
Sit.
Jay Boozy said what's good.
Yo, Boozy, what a doozy.
And Shaman said, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all hold it down.
Peace, bro.
I'm not getting no more. No, stay up here with Travis.
Uh-huh. Yo, you better not throw up in here. I'm trying to eat all that damn ice cream off fast.
Defeats the villain and overcomes their personal character flaw, they are cemented as a paragon of virtue that will benevolently use their powers time and time again.
I am Iron Man.
The Boys showrunner Eric Kripke talks about this very myth when concerning Marvel movies. He says, I do think that we're reaching an interesting stage where people are starting to analyze and deconstruct that myth, which is what I think we're doing. For the record, I'm a fan of those movies, but they speak to a myth that's not particularly honest, that someone with that type of power would only be benevolent. That's just not true. The Boys is a deconstruction of the superhero narrative that rigorously looks at the reality of being a superhero every day, all day, not just when there is a villain or a threat. Beating the bad guy and saving lives is easy. Living responsibly and benevolently with the power you wield is an entirely different, much more realistic challenge. After the fantasy genre endlessly replicated paradigm that Tolkien set decades ago with Lord of the Rings, George R. R. Martin stepped in to subvert and deconstruct that genre. Listen to what he says concerning a rigorous application of reality.
You know, you look Tolkien and the end of the books, Sauron has been defeated, Aragorn is king, and Tolkien just says that he ruled wisely and well for 500 years or whatever. And it's easy to type, you know, he ruled wisely and well. But then you start asking yourself, what does that constitute, ruling wisely and well? I mean, what was his tax policy? How did the economy function? Orcs, there are still tens, thousands of orcs left over at the end of Lord of the Rings. Did he pursue a policy of genocide toward them? Or did he reach out to try to educate the orcs and bring them into the mainstream and civilize them? We never get answers to any of these questions. We just get he rules wisely and well.
The Boys isn't concerned at all with the concept of just becoming a hero. Just like how George R. R. Martin was fascinated with what happened to Aragorn after he became king, The Boys is concerned with what happens after you become a hero. Queen Maeve's entire character is based around a depiction of how her position as a major hero has turned her from a person that would risk her own limbs to save a bus full of children in...
What up? Okay. Mm-hmm. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, love you too.
who covers up murders and allows the death of hundreds. With the current narrative landscape filled with copycat superhero movies that, while undoubtedly entertaining, play with the same premise, The Boys has come in at a perfect time to deliver a fresh twist on a well-known template. Garth Ennis, creator of The Boys original comic series, certainly thinks this. He has said, "The time for The Boys is right. It's very possible had a show or movie like this being attempted, say, 10 years ago when the comic was coming out, that it would have fallen flat because the mainstream audience wasn't ready yet. Whether it be done by a single person or a large group, any creative effort should be conscious of what narratives the world is hungry for, or better yet, what narratives the world is in need of. Deadpool found success because it was irreverent in its determination to piss into the vast ocean of superhero movies that existed. When writing, always take stock of how your unique skills could meet the narrative needs of those hungry for fiction. But just striking the iron while it's hot really isn't enough. Surprise, surprise, you actually also have to write a well-crafted narrative to capitalize on the opportunity. And that leads me into the second topic I want to talk about, the world of The Boys. I believe it's incredibly unique, even among other films that realistically look at superheroes and their lives. Let's take The Incredibles, for instance. I think everyone can agree it's a phenomenal movie, and it not only shows superheroes dealing with villains, but the struggles of identity, depression, marital conflict, and so much more. But it does all this in the 60s, and mainly on a remote jungle island housing a clandestine weapons factory hidden underneath an active volcano. Now, don't get me wrong, that all still works, and The Incredibles is definitely still a deconstruction of the superhero narrative genre. But the setting in which it delivers its message is so far removed from the audience that it still undoubtedly feels fictionalized. Where The Boys succeeds in creating a world is using a genuine depiction of modern everyday society with all the hardships and struggles that come with it. And the best thing about using a world that mirrors ours so closely is that The Boys didn't have to create a hypothetical version of how a society would deal with superheroes like The Incredibles did. The creative team for The Boys just used the world we live in.
Fiat and the Justice League hope that future generations learn from a very young age the importance of traveling safely.
Get a Marvel's Captain America Civil War collectible lunchbox when you buy selected Ladies' Choice sandwich bread. Available in leading supermarkets nationwide.
You can have the power of the Fantastic Four. With thin feet and thin hands, the earthquake and moon-shaken power of the thing can be yours.
Instead of showing us realistic depictions of superheroes in a different time period or without their powers, The Boys shows us a world that we've already shown ourselves. The commercialization and fakeness of the Seven feels real and gross and grounded and unnerving because we know it's already happening. Starlight and the other members can't even speak publicly if it isn't scripted, at least not without fear of being punished by their parent company afterwards. And if that sounds familiar, it's because our biggest athletes, the closest things we have to superhumans, are already in that position.
I'm just here so I won't get fined. Hey, I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
The conflicts depicted in The Boys...
Yo, Marshawn Lynch was a fucking rebel. I don't even like football, but I love that dude though.
Don't contest against the interdimensional
And that's all I really know him from is like highlights and fucking interviews and shit like that. Like the one interview where he was running
because how close it keeps to the bleakness of
he was running like a summer camp or something for a little league football team or something, and he was cursing at one of the kids. And then the mom got mad and come up to him and was like, "Yo, don't be cursing at my kids." He's like, "Yo, look. You want to take the jersey off and take the kid home? You know what I'm saying? I'm motivating these kids. Just 'cause I use a little rough language, yeah, like kid ain't never heard curse words before."
How old is the child?
He was like pre-teens, 11 or 12 or something.
Oh, yeah. She tripping. Now, if you would have said he was like 6, I would have been like, oh, yeah, don't be cursing at my 6-year-old.
They were like 11, 12-year-olds. And then he was like, yo, yo, man, tighten your shit up, man. You know, we out here trying to play the fucking game, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be
that bomb that be a little bit.
Yeah, you trying to play the fucking game, man. Tighten the fuck up. Oh, you can't be cursing at my son. Whatever he said, he's like, yo, you want to take the jersey off? He like, look, I ain't got time for this shit, lady. Look, man.
Tell your mama, shut up.
Yeah, I'm a coach the way I coach. I'm gonna talk to these boys the way I talk to these boys. You know what I'm saying? And if you want him to take the jersey off, then give me the jersey. I can fucking leave. That's a real ass motherfucker though.
Yeah, if my child is 11 or 12 or older, preteen, teen, and they getting cursed at by their coach, I don't give a goddamn if it was their high school coach. As long as they're not like calling my daughter a bitch or calling my son an N-word or nothing like.
It wasn't even nothing like that. It was just like in general. I'm not
just like get your shit together.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not cursing you out. I'm just cursing while I talk, man.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. People gotta learn tough love to an extent. But again, you know, like, people are all on this kick now where it's like, don't curse at your kids, don't whoop your kids. If you give your kid an ass whooping, you're going to traumatize them for life. I'm like, look, I got my ass whooped, and I done got cursed at when I was a kid, and I'm fine. So, I don't know, but people are all sensitive and shit now, you know? It's abusive to curse at your kids or whooping.
Whatever. That fucking 19-year-old kid who shot up that FedEx place, he probably ain't never got no whipping or cussed
Whipping
at.
in his whole life, exactly.
World and setting of The Boys allows for a risk application of reality because at its core, it focuses on events that an average person could experience on any given day, just with the exception that the people who are struggling are anything but average. And that leads me into the third aspect of The Boys that I love, is adherence to character complexity. To make the most out of the created world, the writers of The Boys made the difficult decision to depart from the original comic. Many of the changes happened in an effort to make characters more complex and to make the struggles they go through more serious. Showrunner Eric Kripke has said, "Just because we're a superhero show doesn't mean that we shouldn't talk about the difficult things. In fact, we should use it to talk about the difficult things, because genre is not just for escapism and light, easy conversation. All good genre, going back to Rod Serling, is used to tackle the really difficult, hard-to-talk-about issues. We felt that we had a responsibility to do that, to good and smart and get it out there." And Eric Kripke followed through on that responsibility he felt. He created Shockwave, A-Train's rival speedster, so that A-Train's character could come an exploration into the insecurity that enveloped an athlete who was desperate to maintain his position at the top. The Deep's entire storyline from the comics is set aside so that the show can depict a celebrity at rock bottom, dealing with consequences of their actions. Anthony Starr set aside the loudmouth, hot-tempered Homelander of the comics and has admitted that his approach to the show's Homelander was to portray him as someone who considers himself as a father figure to the other members of the Seven, seeing them as children who requires his firm guidance and discipline. When you realize that Homelander himself had no father figure to rely on and believed that he couldn't have children, it makes this parental outlook of his almost sad, and his scenes that much more complex. In fact, Homelander's entire storyline in Season 1 of the show is a departure from the source material, because in the comics, there was no Madeline Stillwell, only James Stillwell, whom Homelander has no affection for at all. Madeline Stillwell, her baby, and her relationship with Homelander were all created to deepen the complexity of Homelander's character and journey within the season. Eric Kripke and the rest of the creative team knew that this rigorously realistic, complex world would only be justified by equally realistic, complex struggle for the characters within. And the combination of a genuine setting and genuine hardships allowed the boys the perfect opportunity to explore the real repercussions of what a world with superheroes would look like. So often, we as the audience are shown abject chaos and destruction caused by superheroes, yet we brush it off as meaningless collateral damage.
Collateral damage, Tony.
If nothing more ever comes of it. But The Boys makes us put meaning to that damage. That's what Robin was. Collateral damage. We watch the bubble of Huey's life burst before his eyes. We watch his struggle with PTSD, all because of the reckless actions of one superhero. The Boys makes us realize there are people in these cars, husbands and wives, who are never going to make it home to their families. The second Avengers movie tried to touch on this subject with the Sokovia Accords, but The Boys tackles it full force. We don't just have the crumbling of nondescript buildings or the general shouting of off-screen civilians. The Boys makes us violently aware of the consequences associated with a reality filled with superheroes. It presents us genuine circumstances that are legitimately hard to watch, ones that we have willfully ignored in other superhero narratives. The setting and characters of The Boys is just as important as any of the plot points that occur during the narrative. The rigorous application of reality allows for an honest look at the worst parts of society and the struggles to overcome them. And through that honesty, the show is then able to deliver a message that points inwards at the deepest and most vulnerable parts of ourselves. Eric Kripke has said, Huey's on a revenge arc. He's able to finally fight back, and there is a wish fulfillment in that. But when you see the whole season, you'll see that it's toxic too. It's a disease. Revenge will ultimately do more damage to the person seeking it, and it will kill you. He needs to choose love and loyalty and the people around him over the single-minded vengeance that in many ways Butcher represents. I'll end on this note. The rigorous application of reality that Eric Kripke saw at the center of The Boys was all built around making the intended message as truthful and candid as possible. To make your audience really think about the reality and truth behind your message.
People already canceled from going to the headquarters. Kind of. I got something else to do, and I'm not gonna get a virtual meeting would be better. A virtual meeting would be better for me too.
For you? Oh, you said for you?
Yeah, it'd be better for me too, but that's what we got the fucking center for. So we can have a boardroom and make shit like official. Like, I don't know, like y'all ain't make y'all. You don't even come to the virtual meetings.
That's what I was about to say, like, so basically it's gonna be the three of y'all. I don't even have to name names, you already know.
No, and I'm not. If they say meet there, I'm gonna meet there, but because this is supposed to be our first meeting in our fucking boardroom, it was like.
Yeah.
But if nobody else gonna be showing up, I'm not gonna be driving all the way over to Scranton. Y'all ain't gonna really take this shit serious.
I was about to say, because you and Glynis literally could just meet up anywhere, or y'all could have y'all phone meetings. Because she does all like the spreadsheets and that type of stuff anyway, and you're more like hands-on.
Your message needs to come from a place of reality and truth first. Thank you all so much for watching. As I said at the beginning of the video, the channel has recently partnered with Audible. If you've been eyeing a particular book or wanted to try out Audible, today is your lucky day. Click.
And everybody got jobs too.
Donnie got kids. Connie got kids.
Yeah.
And a husband.
And she runs a business.
Exactly. So I mean, it's not fair, but at the same time, to do something on a Sunday is kind of like it's before the kids are going back to school. People got to get up for work tomorrow. Like you're gonna be up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're not even gonna be back here tonight until probably 8:30, 9 o'clock.
And then don't say you can do the work then.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is all bigger than all of us, yo. Because when I'm dead and gone and Glynis is dead and gone, hopefully this center will still be there.
I agree.
You know, and this is some longevity shit. If you don't feel like you got enough time to do the work, then don't say you can do the work.
Yeah, step down.
You're trying to build some shit, yo. It's not just like, oh, let's do this for 2 years and then we're done.
No disrespect to anybody, but I think that some people just want to feel important.
Yeah.
And instead of being selfish, they should just be volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta know your place. And then it's hard because, I mean, how many black people are actually in this
And
area?
that's the thing, you know, like, she reached out to the people she felt like could be a good team.
Yeah.
And I know I'm very limited in skills and qualifications and what I can do, so I just try to do whatever the fuck I can, yeah.
You do anything she asks, and you've been painting and moving shit, and you still fucking recovering from your leg. I wouldn't say that. Ain't no other men in there doing shit. Alright?
You
Give yourself something. But yeah, I just feel like it's the time. Like if it would have been maybe a little earlier during the day.
That's what I'm thinking too. It's like,
and I think that you should just bring that up. Like, Glynis, I know you're more of a night owl, but like the rest of us work early as shit in the morning, so can we just move it up by like an hour? And then that's a compromise. That way it's not, you know, too early for her, but it's not too late for y'all.
But that's the thing, everybody voted on it.
Oh, well, I mean, if y'all voted on that shit, then, I mean, I don't know
It
what to
was
say.
either 3, 5, or 6 was the times you can vote on. And everybody said, oh, 3 o'clock is too early. I'm like, I can go with whatever. And I was like,
I would have did 3 and then just had it be done. It's not too early.
that was all that chiming the one night. With my phone, everybody was in there voting like, oh, this time and this time. Well, I can't go this time. It was like, I always rather do whatever early in the day, get that shit over with.
3 and then be done, and then y'all could be home for dinner time and unwind before bed. If y'all got kids to get ready for school tomorrow, like, oh man. Well, that's one thing I wouldn't do, vote on the time and then not come. That's stupid. If that's the case, you could have let everybody else who wanted to get it done early get it done early.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm thinking too. Like, everybody voted on this 6 o'clock time, and y'all motherfuckers ain't even gonna fucking show for this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still feeling some people gonna be getting demoted soon. You really aren't here a lot, so whenever you want to volunteer, feel free to come out and do so. But I'm gonna make room for people who actually want to be here and do shit for the community and not complain about it.
The black guy who's running for mayor of Scranton, he sent me a friend request on Facebook. I accepted it, but bro, I already emailed you twice, and you didn't even email me back. But you want to be my friend on Facebook. I thought we were going to sit down and discuss some ideas of what you had in mind if you actually get elected for mayor. Should I even like help spread the word that you're campaigning for mayor? Like,
no, because to me it's like, if you gonna put my shit on the back burner, for me to do your shit first. I mean, I know he's running, but like,
yeah, he's probably busy, but at the same time, like, you hit up. See,
he's busy, but this is like an organization for black people.
Yeah, and this is the thing too. Like, our nobody don't really people like, we need more volunteers really, because our Facebook Messenger, we be having messages sitting in that shit for days, like sometimes like a week, sometimes with nobody replying. But there's all of us have access to our Facebook Messenger for Black Scranton. No, she runs our community action team. Now, Facebook Messenger is for board members. Now she has access to it. But before then, she was only doing community access stuff.
Right.
But, so sometimes I just notice, like, messages will be sitting in there unread for, like, days or a week. And so every once in a while, I'll go through and I'll try to read the messages and respond to people myself. That's how I met Sarah Green with that committee I'm on over here in Wilkes-Barre, because her message sat in there for like a week, and I was like, all right, let me see what this fucking lady wants, and it was cool. I was like, awesome, I actually got something out of that. And so this guy, his message was sitting in there for about a week. Then I responded to it, hey bro, yeah, sorry we're slow on the responses. We're really busy right now. It's hard for us to focus on a lot of other things other than what we need to do right now. So here's my email. If you want to talk or chat or whatever, just let me know. And then he was like, oh, great. Here's my email. That was the second time. That was the only time he replied to me. So I got his email, and I'm like, I emailed him, and I was like, I told him my schedule. Whenever you're free, definitely just hit me up. And we can chat, or we can meet in person somewhere and discuss like some ideas. I didn't tell him I'm trying to recruit more men for Black Scranton. I don't want nobody to know that until
enough women. Not really, because they don't show.
Yeah, but I don't want to like say that to certain people.
People to volunteer, like, I mean, like, if y'all ever need somebody to like come out and hang up flyers or like pick up some trash or clean up, I'm down for that. But I'm not a Scrantonian, so. Jay Boozy said, if you're gonna be about something, then be about it.
And that's the only thing, bro. It's like, motherfucker be halfway in and halfway out.
But you really have to expand it too to people that
People, you know what?
I mean, I'm just saying, there's like a lot, and a lot of people that are here are not from here. You know what I mean? So most people are not Scrantonians to begin with.
Well, that's not the thing. As long as you, she
As long
really
as you're
just
here.
if you live in Scranton. You know,
Yeah.
I'm the exception because I used to live there.
And there, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, she might just have to expand to other black people that live in the surrounding areas that, you know, they can still represent Scranton, but, you know what I mean? Like, and it might be a good way for y'all to expand. I'm just saying because I feel like there's just not enough black people, so it's like, just gotta use the good people that you have.
Yeah.
But I get it though. I mean, it's definitely supposed to be about Scranton. I get it. And Glenda's got so much on her plate. I feel for her.
I know somebody mentioned like, oh, like having a more diverse board, and I'm like, I'm totally against that.
No. Now, if like, okay, her best friend who happens to be white,
I
who
give
loves
a
y'all
fuck.
all the time, if she want to volunteer and do stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but as far as board members making decisions, like I think if it's called the Black Scranton Project, there should only be black people on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I was even.
What about Latinas? Nope.
Nope.
I was just asking.
That's why I'm kind of like, Donya, like, what are you?
She might be mixed, but
And then,
she
like,
was giving me like Latin vibes. But then how many people look at me and think that I'm Puerto Rican? So.
Yeah, her last name is Jackson. But
yeah.
That's a common black person name.
It is.
But then at the same time, it's like Heather, like, I get it, but then
she's mixed,
yeah,
but her kids aren't, and her man
exactly.
Is
it's just like you're halfway, and then you're going all the way to the other side more.
But she is for the people, and she is some help. But that's what I was gonna say. If y'all are gonna have mixed people, y'all do need to have like ones that are trying to go back to their black side.
Yeah, it's like you're going the other way.
Like, we can't help that we mixed, but normally when you're mixed, you identify more with one side. It's just the truth. You just identify. I identify with my black side. I don't identify anything with my white side except for the fact that I love my white family. But like,
and for her with her kids, it's just like she couldn't see herself reproducing with a black guy, I guess, because you got two kids that don't even really look black. They couldn't even pass for black, yeah.
Yeah, people always ask me that too. Like, you don't like white guys? And I'm like, look, I'm pro-black, so it's just like, it just don't make sense to me to wash out the little bit of black I already do got. I'm like, I ain't trying to wash that shit out. I don't know. And all my siblings are like that. My brother, his wife is black, and she's beautiful, but she's dark. And Kiki, my middle brother, his girlfriend is brown skin, and everybody just dates, like, we don't date white people. None of us have ever brought a white person home. Mm-hmm. My mom has never even brought a white man home, and she's white. So it's like, I don't know.
That's why I said about her, but then I don't know.
But I mean, she is helping y'all out.
Yeah, and she is really productive too.
I'm not trying to say, but it would be nice, like I said, to get some like black mixed people.
When even Alex was on there, it's just like, come on, bro. And then that's the thing too. One of my main things with like Vicky Sapp and Heather is like they're so pro gay, and I get it because I'm not anti gay or I'm not like homophobic or anything. But once again, this is Black Scranton. This isn't Black queer Scranton or Black gay Scranton.
It's for everybody. Like nobody's like, oh, this is for straight people. No straight person in Black Scranton talks about their sexuality or this or that. Gay rights are gay rights. I get that, but this is for black people as a whole. I hate when they try to separate it.
And another shit, like on Black, like Heather on our Action community page, she posted like, oh, and here's the queer revolution, and don't forget about this queer march for gay rights. And it's just like, yeah, but this is Black Scranton. Why you post so much gay shit on there?
I want people to stop marching for rights, first of all.
Yeah, it's like, come on, yo.
I need y'all to stop marching for rights. Syntax Alta said, Ola Prince, blessings to you. I'm Puerto Rican, brown, and proud, baby.
I know that's right.
That's cool. That's what's up. You should be proud of what you are.
Yeah, all right.
Cause shit, I'm proud to be black. I can't say I'm proud to be German.
Yeah, Puerto Ricans, man, you guys are kind of weird though, as far as like an ethnic group, because essentially.
Black people and the Hispanics?
No, they're all mixed. It's like they're a biracial. Puerto Ricans are two different races, And that's why, like,
I feel like that's why mixed people in Puerto Ricans be looking at like, because we're all just like a little like mix of this.
yeah,
and
but
that.
that's the same thing too. It's like you can say I'm American, but American isn't a race. Like you can say I'm Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rican isn't. Oh, it's not a race.
Right.
You can't. Puerto Rican isn't. There's not a racial definition to it. It's a geographical location. If you're saying you're Puerto Rican, that's where you're from. But it's really hard for
but I think
like
it's
to.
more so like the culture.
Yeah, it is.
Because like American culture is so split. Like there's certain shit that's the norm. Like we all work, we all go to school, we all do this, whatever. But like American normalcy, I feel like is split between all these different cultures. Like
yeah, that's the thing.
That Puerto Rican food be good as shit.
Oh damn, but that's the thing with African Americans. We don't have that's just a geographical thing. We don't have like a real racial identity of where we're from, other than we can say, oh, we're descendants of Africans.
And then the Africans that are actually in Africa, they don't like when we say that shit.
No.
So I'm like, well, what the fuck are we?
Because some people,
am I Moor? Am I Moroccan? Like, what am I?
Some people say that we're Native Americans because there are copper-colored people here.
Mm-hmm. That's what Syntax just said. Puerto Rican, it's a culture. That's what I said.
Yeah.
The music. And this is gonna be a stereotype, but all my Puerto Rican friends all got their little flag hanging off their mirror in their car. But I think that shit is cute though.
Get motherfuckers proud.
That's what I said. I think it's cute. Like you don't see us doing that shit.
Well, we don't know where we come from. We can't hang our flag.
I wish.
I don't know what
Some
flag to
people
hang.
do. Some people know what they are, but it's very far and few.
Yeah.
And then even then, you can't trace it by your last name for real, because most of us either have a what if you have a last name like Jackson or Johnson? How you supposed to find out where you came from?
You can't. You got a European last name. That shit don't trace you back to your motherland or your mother tongue.
Yatu Sabe. Humble God, slow burn. Alright. Puerto Rico in the house.
Yeah. I've always admired all Spanish people. Motherfuckers love their culture, and they know how to stick the fucking together, yo. Especially when Puerto Ricans come to America, these motherfuckers stick together, boy. Like grains of rice, nigga.
You know who else though? Mexicans and El Salvadorians.
All Spanish people, yo, motherfuckers. They stick together. They know who their people is, and they gonna ride with their people. You have all the niggas.
One of my best friends growing up, she actually ended up going back to her home country. I guess I don't know if she got deported or what happened, but yeah, it was when they first were here, like the first year, it was like maybe like 10 of them in the house, and then by like the second year, they had like 2 or 3 houses between a couple of the aunts and uncles and shit. They came over here and did that shit right. And the women worked, and the men worked, and the women worked part-time, took care of the kids, took care of the house, and the men went and worked long-ass hours, and after like 2-3 years, the motherfuckers had 2-3 houses. Humble guy said, what up, though? Much respect, bro. And then he said, I'm mixed, Rican and black.
Mm-hmm.
Word, that's what's up.
Oh, you double oppressed.
Mm-hmm. So Puerto Ricans bust out the cute flag. Amen, right?
I seen the motherfucking white supremacists curse out this one Puerto Rican lady. She was just at the park and had a t-shirt on with the flag on it, with the Puerto Rican flag. He's like, "This is fucking America. You wearing this fucking shit around here?" I'm like, "Bro, get the fuck out of here, nigga. What's the fuck wrong with you?"
The only thing that'd be funny is when you're a mixed person and another Hispanic person thinks that you're Hispanic, and then they come up to you speaking Spanish, and I'm like, no hablo. And then he'd be like, why you don't speak Spanish? I'm like, hold up, I'm not even Hispanic, bro. Like, you yelling at me because you think I don't speak the language. I'm black. I've had that happen so many times. They be coming up to me like, you speak Spanish? Be like, don't ask me, because I probably done said some wrong shit. That's just like all the Asian languages and shit. Like, there's so many fucking symbols and shit, yo. If I had to speak that shit, I probably would be saying all types of curse words and shit. Humble guy said a lot of people be shocked when I speak it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I can barely see what you look like, but you look like a Rican to me. But again, I've never like met a Puerto Rican that I had an issue with or like that treated me bad because I was black or nothing like that. And most Hispanic people are cool because they know the struggle too. But you do get like a few Dominicans that be like, "Oh, I'm not black," or you get them like white Spaniards that be acting like they better than the rest of the Hispanics. Like, yeah, I don't know. I know the words, but I be saying that shit backwards though. I be saying I go to the store when I need to say store I go to.
Necesito ir a casa to descansar.
I know you said you need something.
I need to go to the home so I can rest.
Look at you. I remember like random shit, like lechuga. Like, why do I remember that? El Sucar. I don't know why. I know how to say ayúdame and puedo ir al baño. That's about it.
I know how to say fuma mota.
Of course you do. And of course I know what it means.
Fuma mota.
Mota. Yeah, the Hispanics were really fucking colonized too. It's just like, I don't know, a lot of them don't realize how mixed they are. Like, I don't know.
Everybody know how mixed everybody is. Motherfucker just shaming that darkness, man. The Europeans made being black so bad. Nobody don't want to say they come from black people.
Yeah. But that's the thing, even when they run the ancestry on the whitest of the white, like my grandma, right, for example, she German and Irish, mainly Irish. Her grandmother was a McNulty. That's one of the most Irish names in the world. And her mother and her father were white. Their parents were white. Their parents were white. Their parents before that were white. Their parents before that were white. And literally, when she got her results back, she still came back as 1% sub-Saharan African. So even the whitest of the white, y'all always got some type of black in you.
You can't
even
get
if
away
it's
from
like
that shit.
0.99%.
Nobody can't get away from that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It just is what it is. But motherfucker hate it. Hate that even 1%.
I see that it was held for review. YouTube ain't playing.
What?
Them white supremacists are afraid of the are they afraid and of the American flag? Oh, okay, sorry. I'm like, them white supremacists are the frayed end of the American flag. Okay, somebody else must have handled it. It said this message was held for review. Like, why would they do that? YouTube fucking creeping, man. I can't believe YouTube really just did that shit, and they will not post it.
Can't talk about white supremacy, man.
Right, like we done said all this other shit. No don't ban nothing. You can say anything. Motherfuckers be walking in here talking about the quarter and all of that shit. But as soon as somebody says something about white supremacists, oh, they shut that shit down. That's how you know. I think they got like just key like little trigger words, and if they see that shit, they just block them. Look at the fat ass.
Yo, get your feet off my painting, bitch. What's wrong with you? There you go. You good. Move your little paws. Alright, you done fuck up your
Yeah, it
whole
was
shit
the
now.
supremacist part that they blocked. I can only see it because I'm a moderator, but I was like, what the fuck? Why would they block that? But then again, I don't even know why I'm asking. Yeah, they not letting you post that shit. I don't know. I see that you try to put it a couple times. They ain't going for it.
Alright, I did my little good Samaritan shit for the day. You know what I'm saying? I fucking helped somebody get their car started. So, don't forget I ain't pushing no cars no more. If you need a jump, though, I'll help you out with a jump.
I received my Good Samaritan act for the day. Ooh-wee.
So,
I ain't even do nothing nice for nobody.
I can just tell everybody else for the rest of the day, fuck off, nigga.
I did something good.
Excuse me, sir, you got some change? You getting fuck off, motherfucker. Fuck out my face. I ain't got no change for you, bitch. You carry cash no more, nigga.
Got some crypto.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, man? I'm just cutting everybody off in traffic. Beep beep, fuck you, bitch. You're going too slow.
It's funny as shit. Cause I know you definitely gonna be fucking a speed demon on your way over there.
I didn't go back to sleep, yo. I was up early this morning. In here painting. At like fucking 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, you were up early. I was knocked the fuck out. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Hey, I need to smoke you that. As soon as I got to the second one.
Alright. How long you been there? I probably do like another 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Why you so needy? Why you so needy, huh? You need a bath. That's what you need. You need a bath.
So I was telling the viewers who were in here earlier that I had to have the fucking meters and shit. He was telling me like it's just how older homes are built. A lot of the main meters and shit for the gas lines are inside the homes. And he says, you know, they're on a program right now to repipe all this stuff and have them have external meters on the homes. And I think that's going to be on the gas company's dime. So he was like, in the next 10 years, you probably won't hardly ever see these things inside the house anymore. And that way, people don't have to come in your house to fucking do quality checks and shit. But I sat there and watched this motherfucker the whole time, yo. He popped the whole Joan out, took this shit apart, and put it back together on some new pieces. And he's like, this new part right here I'm installing, it has a radio frequency, IRF or whatever, so that, I mean, the meter is still inside the house, but they can just drive by and pick up the signal and read whatever they need to read from outside without actually coming in. So they don't have to make appointments and make sure somebody's home to let them in and all that bull crap.
That's smart.
So yeah, that was pretty cool that they're upgrading their systems like that. But when the guy came in the house, he was just like taken aback by the art. He just started looking around. He was like, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. He's like, oh, who's the artist? I was like, I am. And he's like, oh shit. Got his tools in the same. He just put his shit down. He's like, oh, I gotta look. And this motherfucker had like a thick ass European accent, yo. He said he was German and Polish, and you could tell like he grew up. He lived most of his life over in Europe. He's only been in America for, you know, to him even 20 years, not a long time. But he said he lived in New York for a little while and he lives in PA. But you know, he lived most of his life in yeah, it definitely is, yo. He said he lived most of his life over in Europe. And he said also doing his job, like he goes into like hundreds of people's houses. He's like, I always see a lot of people, you know, with art or people who try to make art and paint and stuff. And he's like, I ain't never seen no shit like this though. He said there was a black girl in Nanticoke. He had to go to her house and do the same thing. and she had a bunch of art, and he was talking to her about her art. He was like, "Oh, what else do you do?" and this and that. And she was like, "This is all I do. I just sell art." I was like, "Damn, I wish you would have known her name, yo. I need more black artists on my fucking show." And a black female artist who makes a living off of just doing her art. I don't even know who the fuck she is, and she's local enough. Like Nanny Coke isn't that far. It's like I don't know why I don't know her. I bought like 5 paintings.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna check this studio out.
Those cars are downstairs. You can call the young boy and see if he down there today. It's the weekend. He probably ain't got shit else to do anyway.
That's why I didn't do it, because I didn't know if I was supposed to call him or the father.
So the father just the money man run that shit. He don't
He don't
do
run
shit.
the studio.
No, he don't do shit today. Yeah, like you don't even really be.
Really don't.
He sent me another song they did though. I ain't even listened to
But
the
Frederick is the dad, though, right?
Yeah, Frederick's the dad.
Because he's the one that listened to my music.
Yeah, Frederick's the dad.
So he's probably like the final person. Like, he probably got good taste in music or something. You know what I mean? The disciplined one. And the son probably just the artist. Is this raw? Is this raw?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, your syntax is funny as shit. I need to hear something else. It almost sounds like he was playing it on a speaker, and he recorded it off his phone.
Cause his SoundCloud sounds better than that.
Yeah, so maybe he just is something that he ain't want nobody to have yet. When that Stimmy hit show, this video was so fucking funny. You seen this? With the little baby dancing, and it was like when that Stimmy hit. That shit was funny as fuck. Because she was going in. And this one, to this day, I still want to know what the baby did. Talking about she got to cut all the fake people out. Like, damn, what the baby do? Yeah, I'm going to have to go to his SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's a big verse, bro. I can't remember what his name was. No, what was it? Oh, no Diz.
That brush is a kilo easy.
It's a big brush.
Syntax, you funny as shit. This girl went to school with, look at her belly, yo. She just had twins, though. I'm like, God damn.
Let's try to get sound to it.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like where I'm recording that for free right now. Right? I really hate when girls wear lace fronts and they don't lay their lace down all the way. Like, come on, sis. Lay that shit down.
Alright, let me paint just a little bit more before I get up out of here. Are these brushes still wet? My cousin chasing me. This motherfucker ain't working on your shit though. I'm gonna wait till this week is out, and I'm like, bruh, what that song at?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Cause it's been a minute, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Especially that song, because that's your song. I know you want that shit.
So when that, after this week, y'all was like, if they ain't do it, like, yeah, just give me.
Yeah, and I'll just bite the bullet and just pay B to do that shit, and then moving forward, then we know that we need to find somebody else. Because B ass expensive as hell.
Don't try to add art in there now, bro. You always loved me from day one. I heard what you said the first time.
You cut my calories back off just by
Yeah, I always loved you. Your art. Always loved your art.
He still didn't say art. He said I've always loved your from day one.
At the bottom, he did put art in
Oh, I see. Cause look, I got this here, and it just is the same thing twice.
Always loved you. Always loved you. Your art. I mean, not your art. I love your art. I love you too, big homie. I love all my viewers, bro. I mean, I do this shit for you guys. Like I say, if I turn the camera off, I'ma still be in here painting, yo. Like I just still be in here painting. You know what I'm saying? So I do this shit for you guys. I swear, yo. I turn the camera on, cause I still find it absolutely amazing that people even like to see this shit.
Syntax said, LOL, I confess. But while my dumbass was saying Syntax Elta, I didn't realize that was a Delta.
Yeah, Delta.
If G just had to be unique, huh? You couldn't put the regular D.
No, you see how fancy he is?
He's fancy as shit.
Fancy motherfucker.
Fancy. My blind ass, I'm like Elta. Then I looked at it up close like, oh, Delta.
Well, yeah.
My bad.
Keep the camera rolling for you guys.
Your stomach hurt?
Oh.
Your stomach hurt, don't it? You need to go out? No. Get off me.
This is toxic. Everything wrong with woke culture.
With what culture?
Woke.
Oh.
Let's see.
Yeah, like them motherfucking hoteps be taking it too far sometimes.
Hate those type of people.
I'm okay with it, but they be taking it too far. Like,
recently, there's been quite a surge in the representation of women across all media, like movies and TV shows, including women at the helm of decades-old franchises, even taking over roles that are traditionally held by men. And honestly, fans have loved it. While it is a big change for everyone has respected the change and shown up in droves to support these new female heroes. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone hates it, and everyone is really damn pissed about it. And the reviews and box office numbers are just as bad as people say, no matter how much Rotten Tomatoes tries to convince us otherwise. But why? Well, it's probably because everybody hates women. Nope, that's not why. Turns out 50% of the population is female, and you know what? They're not going to see these movies or supporting these TV shows either. Is it because women hate women? No, it's because these movies and TV shows are, spoiler alert, really bad. And that's what we're going to talk about today, the problem with the modern and very woke representation of women. Now, speaking as a woman of brownish color, I have to say that I don't really see myself connecting with the new Batwoman, Rey Skywalker, the new female Doctor, the new Mulan, Captain Marvel, the Charlie's Angels, Harley Quinn, and especially not Commander Holdo, or as I like to call her, Purple Hair Lady from Star Wars. I just don't like any of these characters.
So stick to your post
and follow my orders. Oh god, especially not Commander Holdo. No, when I think of incredible badass women, I think of Black Widow, or Rita Vertasky from Edge of Tomorrow, and Zoe from Firefly. I think of Éowyn taking down the Witch King of Angmar in Lord of the Rings, and Wonder Woman walking into no man's land. This scene just gives me goosebumps. The reason I absolutely love these characters is because their ability is apparent, but oh so understated. Their gender is never brought up as a justification, excuse, or any sort of complaint. They're fully aware of their strengths and weaknesses, and use other people's perceptions of their gender to their advantage. Like when Natasha Romanoff lets Russian gangsters think that they have her overpowered, when really she can easily break out whenever she wants. I like that these women fight for higher callings than themselves. They fight for peace or for justice, and their penultimate goal isn't their own glory, but the triumph of good over evil.
I'm a soldier. I volunteered. I'm not walking away.
And I have to say that my absolute favorite thing about them is that they don't hate men. They don't feel threatened or put upon by the men around them. Instead, they form bonds with them and work with them shoulder to shoulder as equals. And their own power is not diminished in comparison. They're not here to destroy the patriarchy. They're here to do what's right. Now, the creators of these new female characters would probably say the same thing, that these characters are here to do the right thing and give young girls everywhere positive representations to look up to. But how have they done that? Well, let's look at the first mistake that woke feminism is making, and that is taking over existing male franchises. A few years ago, it was announced that Doctor Who, a BBC program that has been a staple of British program for the better part of the last 6 decades, would for the first time feature a female doctor. Now, to say that all the fans were against this would be just as inaccurate as saying that everyone was for it. People were intrigued about this new direction, but were worried that their favorite show would get the same treatment that Star Wars and Ghostbusters had gotten before it. Search male replaced with female with a lethal dose of identity politics. You see, in recent years, the introduction of female media has not been simply a nod to female empowerment and the opportunity to take stories into new and interesting.
Realtor.com put the best search tools in my hands, and that's how I got this house.
Yeah, you gave me this dumbass commercials already did, bro.
No, it's usually accompanied with some pretty heavy-handed reinforcement of about time, and this is what we all need. And while it can sound empowering, it comes off as very self-congratulatory and self-aggrandizing, and completely distracts from why people tune in every week, the story and the characters.
Boring.
And this is the second mistake that woke feminism is making. It feels entitled to its success. Remember when Charlie's Angels was set to release a few years ago and people were doubting whether it would be a good movie? And here's what the director Elizabeth Banks had to say about it.
My real plea is for men to have enough empathy to go see movies starring women. Because I've been asked to go see movies starring men my entire life, and happily have done so. And I don't know why men don't return that favor.
Now, female creators or male creators of female empowering shows might feel they're justified in their sense of entitlement of success, support, and loyalty from fan bases. But that doesn't mean that people are going to give it to them. In fact, entitlement is often universally met with scorn and mockery. But of course, they don't think that they're being entitled. They think that they're asking for what they're due. Oh wait, that is the definition of entitlement. But the energy they're spending on demanding success is the energy they're not spending where they need to. And this is the next mistake that woke feminism is making. The characters, these examples for young girls everywhere, well, they're not that great.
I need you to fix his suit.
The suit is literal perfection.
It'll be when it gets a woman.
Imagine the hubris of taking the work of someone else, Bruce Wayne in this situation, someone who battle-tested and designed something for themselves. Imagine strolling in and demanding that the suit be fixed to fit you, and that it is only perfect once it fits a woman who did nothing to earn it except be a woman. I'm sorry, am I supposed to connect with this behavior? Am I supposed to look at this and applaud this as a win and apply it into my own life? Am I supposed to barge into someone's office while they're out to lunch and demand that they swap out the name on the door? How about this scene from Doctor Who, where an MI6 official assumes the doctor is a man? A fair assumption, since the doctor has been a man for many decades. Did the female doctor handle it with grace, with maturity, and earn the respect of her audience as well as everyone around her?
I've had an upgrade. Hi.
Really? Really? Did you really need to put down every man that has come before you? Why do they need to kneel down for you to stand up? And that's the problem with these characters. There is such a bitterness in them. They're not working for something bigger than them. They're driven by vengeance and anger.
I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's work.
Okay, but you just took credit for Batman's work. So that's okay. This antagonistic behavior assumes that we just hand over success to men simply for being men. By that logic, no male-led movie ever does badly, and no male character is ever criticized or disliked. That would mean that Solo, a movie about a well-known, beloved male character, should have done well, but it didn't. I can't believe I need to say this, but success needs to be earned. But woke feminism thinks that if you don't like these characters, then you are sexist. This is the next mistake of woke feminism. There is no such thing as legitimate criticism. No, a criticism of these totally incredible characters must be born out of bitter jealousy and a deep desire to keep women down. That if you dislike a female character, it's because she possesses power and we are more comfortable seeing women in subservient positions. Even we women who criticize them don't apparently realize the years of brainwashing we've undergone that has told us that the woman's place is one step behind the man, if not in the kitchen.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate feminists, Joe.
Hmm?
I hate feminists.
But
I'm a feminist to an extent, because it's like there are those men out there.
But she's saying like how that is kind of fucks things up being extra with that shit. But at the same time,
yeah, because it's like you got people like me that are like for women. I could consider myself a feminist, but I would never call myself that because when I think of feminist, I think about that lady who's a Marxist that's running the Black Lives Matter. I think about people that are like, you know what I mean? Like being a feminist doesn't mean that you hate men, basically.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with most feminists nowadays. Like it turns into y'all going on a men hate train, but y'all hate that these misogynistic men are on a woman hate train. So it's like that shit just don't make no sense. Like men, y'all can be dumb as shit when y'all want to. Women, we can be dumb as shit when we want to. But I don't know. I just feel like can't call yourself feminist because.
But she's talking about how it plays out in media and entertainment and how they try to build these hardcore feminist characters as role models for young girls who go see these movies. And she was like, none of these women really stand up to what I would consider to be an ideal role model. And it's like, y'all fucking this shit up. But this is the kind of stuff that y'all feed little girls.
A feminist is what? A superhero that can kick a man's ass?
Yeah, and that's
stronger than a man.
That's basically what she's saying. I can like
doesn't
she just
need a man.
How she just described the female character on a Batman series where she goes in there and she says, this suit needs changes, and he's like, the bat suit is absolutely perfect, and she said it'll be perfect when it fits a woman. And she was like, what the fuck does that even, what does that even mean? Like, what is that?
And that's the thing, like a true woman that wants to be on her own, I wouldn't even want Batman suit. Bitch, make me my own.
And that's and she brought that up too. She was like, how can you go in here and just change everything that this guy's did? You didn't even build or contribute anything towards it, but you're saying it's not perfect because it doesn't fit a woman.
Because it doesn't fit a woman, and then you're mad at men, but then you're taking something that a man created.
And then she was like, are these the characters I'm supposed to like to watch on film? Or are these the characters you want me to emulate and be like? And she's like,
right. Like, okay, Starlight on The Boys.
But that's why I'm mad. Like, she doesn't even reference, because that show is so fucking good, and she doesn't even.
She's sweet, but she can beat men up. But she's not like a man hater, and she's empowering women, and she's not walking around like, oh, I'm a feminist, but she's definitely like for a woman.
Exactly.
So yeah, she's like the perfect.
And then even when she realized that her
woman, she was decent because she didn't like. She was strong as shit, But she didn't like pick
She did say she liked the Wonder Woman character.
This girl is like in my head right now. Maybe I've been hurt.
Yeah, she's like, I do like the Wonder Woman character.
That's about it. Yeah, everybody else is the woman is in the man's shadow.
It's
or they try to make her like this.
That it is saving society. That men would be bigoted talk fools if woke feminists weren't putting them in their place. And that women would be helpless, knitting by the fire, and weeping into their handkerchiefs, wondering when the men would be home. That young women everywhere would have no role models without woke feminism, born out of yet another flawed belief that you need to see exactly yourself on screen, someone who has your skin color, your background, in order to connect with them. But that's not how human beings work, and that's not how imagination works. Regardless, more female representation on screen is a good thing, and feminism has been doing a great job on that front for many decades now. That is until woke feminism came out of nowhere, punched traditional feminism in the gut, and said it was here to save it. Remember when Captain Marvel came out and made $1 billion at the box office and everyone was like congratulating Brie Larson, and she was like, guys, women can be leads in movies just like men, jeez. I think what drives me crazy about this is that there is absolutely and Ripley did not destroy the alien. As if these women didn't decades ago dominate the box office as badass action heroes. Strong female characters have been speaking well for their gender far longer than the woke feminists would have you believe. But there's one clear difference between the two types of...
And on top of that, fucking...
Like
she's a brown Indian looking girl. And she says it in the beginning. She's like, and coming from a brownish type person, and then she shows a quick thumbnail of herself.
I was just curious.
But even like, I've always loved strong female characters. My favorite anime series of all time is Ghost in the Shell. I own everything Ghost in the Shell. The main character is a fucking female.
How about we come up with our own superhero shit with all women?
That can be good. And
that hasn't been done yet. You the artist, I'm the writer.
And well, Powerpuff Girls.
Huh?
Powerpuff Girls.
That's not the same.
Okay.
I love Powerpuff Girls, babe, but don't get it twisted. That ain't the same. And they were created by a man in a lab. Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Yeah, and they didn't come out that way either. They came out badass, kicking butt.
They were sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Yeah, and that's why I love the Powerpuff Girls. And fucking... Me
too, but it's still like...
Even video games, like when you go back and look
I'm talking about like a real live comic or a real live, like... Not something that's on Disney or Cartoon Network. I'm talking about like some shit for adults.
Which is only female superheroes?
Or like you could still have men.
I think no. That could be dope, like a different spin on it. Because there's one comic I think that I heard about where only black people get powers.
That's cool. And then we could have like the main two leads could be two black chicks, and then we could have like representation. One could be smaller, one could be bigger, one could be darker, one could be a little bit lighter. Okay,
now it's how you make a good anything, especially when you're trying to create a new world, you gotta really flesh all that shit out. So what is the reason that only women can have powers? What's the cause of it?
The woman is the original creator. I tried it.
You tried. That shit was weak.
I mean, I just got the idea.
I get you. Babe. And that's why.
But I'm just saying it hasn't been done yet. Like not on a scale of how I want to see it, at least.
Yeah, well, you just gotta flesh that shit out.
Yeah.
I'm not the writer, yo. I can't really write. I struggle to write. But in a alternate reality where only women have superpowers,
but it don't even have to be that. Maybe like you know how like the men are the main people now, and like you have these cool like little woman counterparts. Like, okay, if this woman is this. Let's just say, I don't know, her power is something with lightning and thunder and shit. She lightning girl. Then you come out with Lightning Man after, but she was here first. Instead of like with the men, it's always, you know, it was Superman and then Wonder Woman, right? And then Batman and then Batgirl. So it's like, just do the opposite. And I think there's a lot of women too, and people forget like that women like comics and video games and shit.
Yeah. So what would be the...
Thank you, Syntax.
Yeah, what would be the cause, yo?
I have to think about it.
I'm asking the viewers too. What could be a cause for?
Or what if it's just some select women, not all women that have superpowers, but like
No, but
some
even just
radioactive thing happened,
and
or
just women. It only affects women. Is it because they have ovaries, or is it because just it can be like on a. It affects their Well, we'll have to do something to the male's Y chromosome. And then for the simple fact that women don't have the Y chromosome, that it makes them possible to carry some type of genetic trait. Yeah, or some shit like that. But
it's very unlikely to get it, and then there could be something that makes it like supercharged.
It has to trigger,
like how Umbrella Academy, all the girls gave birth the same day, right? But not like that. Maybe like, I don't know, these two friends that, I'm just giving you ideas. Two friends that grew up together, and they're near this fucking radioactive well or some shit. Like, it could be anything. Like, it could be anything. It just gotta be good.
No, that's what it is. It could be like some kind of. It can be like an Incredible Hulk thing where there's a certain. There's I got it right here. So. Motherfucking a meteorite, or maybe not even a meteorite, yo. It's some type of technology. Is actually technology, yo, that looks like a asteroid, like that shit that passed through a couple years ago. And people thought it was an asteroid, but it changed.
That wiped a bunch of people out, but it didn't wipe the girls out?
No, it changed its trajectory. That's how we think it was like something different. But anyway, there's something that comes into our solar system from outside the solar system. We think it's a fucking meteorite. That shit...
that gives them their power.
That shit comes into the atmosphere, and it blows up in the atmosphere and disperses... like all over the planet, yeah. And there's this rare isotope that we have never seen before on Earth that came from wherever this shit comes from, and it only affects women because they don't carry the Y chromosome.
Okay, so all the women have the dormant recessive.
But exactly, but not everybody gets it because everybody doesn't come in contact.
Unless you have it dominant, then
yeah, and on top of that, everybody doesn't come in contact with these isotopes either.
So just these select people that live in this neighborhood.
Well, no, it might be a person in Iceland somewhere, and then one lady in South Africa, and a couple people in Brazil.
Well, let's just say this: the main characters got to be people of color. I don't care whether it's a black girl, the Asian girl, black girl, the Hispanic girl, but it got to be people of color for the like.
And then on top of that, like
other people.
Just like with the boys, like people, it's not well known. Some people think it's just them, and they think they're just special. They don't know why it's happening.
Yeah.
Day I was able to do some crazy fucking shit.
Well, shit, we got a good little story going so far. Or not a story, a concept.
Motherfuckers don't even know why, and they don't know if this is some global shit or not some global shit. And then slowly and surely people start figuring some shit out over years and years, and some people keep their shit secret.
But the first girl, the main character, they try to like run tests on her and like do some weird shit.
Like an accident happens and she doesn't get hurt or some crazy shit.
And then so they're trying to do all this test and stuff, and they figure out something special about her, and then she end up like fucking up the doctors or some shit, or killing them because they trying to kill her. And then the other girls start to come to her because they feel like they're fearful that if they go to a man or anybody else that wouldn't understand,
that shit might be in the news or something like Patient X escapes from laboratory. And then somebody's like, oh shit, there are other people like me.
And then like I said, the men can be like their sidekicks or whatever. Like you can have like a Batman's guy that be
Robin.
No.
Alfred.
Yeah,
shit like that. Yeah. One of their little brothers is some tech guy. He makes like some devices for, I don't know, spies. I don't know if you know.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Alright, motherfuckers, don't steal my idea. About to go start working on this shit now.
I'm excited. I really feel like, that's like some niche, like, shit. Like, ain't nobody doing that. I mean, yeah, you got Powerpuff Girls. What other black woman superheroes you got besides that one? Exactly. So, yeah, with that being
And Google, nigga. Don't say exactly Google.
I mean, baby, you the superhero person, not
No, because recently, this shit right here called Black Sands. Look that shit up real quick. Black Sands comic. I haven't invested anything into them yet, but I definitely want to just get at least one copy of some of their stuff. And there's a couple of other...
There's a black lady, but the main character is a black man, and it's like fucking Avatar. It's literally a black Avatar.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry to say it, I'm not trying to hate on it, but like, look at the fucking picture, babe.
What?
Look at this. Say this ain't Avatar all the fucking way.
Black Sands?
Yeah, that look just like some Avatar type shit to me. Same little artwork and all that. You don't tell me you don't see it. I'm not talking about blue Avatar. I'm talking about Airbender.
Go to images. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But they do have...
That's Avatar right there.
See, they got a bunch of women in there though.
Oh, that is a chick right there. She just
No, I think that's a dude. That's a girl. That's a girl. That's a girl. That's a boy.
Yeah, so it's half and half, but the main person is
a little black kid. Yeah,
and,
a little black boy.
You know, of course, in our comic, we're gonna have a light skinned female because I'm light skinned. But I'm just saying, like, y'all could have put some more. Well, no, she's dark.
Yeah, and
she has vitiligo, so that's why I thought she was white, but she has vitiligo. Mm-hmm. So no, they only did one light skinned person.
And the man is trying to he's close to getting this animated series done, yo.
But look, even here, every single thing, the men are in the front and the women are in the back.
Hey, I've seen some images with the women to the forefront.
Listen, I'm all for this Black Sands. All I'm saying is that we about to do them up. Yeah. We're going to have 2 of them.
No, they can be our publisher.
Okay. I'm cool with that, too.
I'm not trying to start a whole publishing company. Somebody going to have to print that shit and put it up.
This is true.
Yo, Black Sands, we got something else for you guys, for your roster, nigga. I can remember when Image Comics first got started, and they had Spawn, Wildcats, and a couple of other comics on Image. I was like, yo, this new comic label is the fucking truth, yo. They had all kind of shit. I do remember
reading, like, I think in the newspaper, they used to have, like, little comics or something. Maybe it was on the cereal box, but I remember when I was a kid, it used to be, like, little mini comic strips. But it wouldn't be, like, superhero shit. Sometimes it'd be funny shit or just whatever, but I remember seeing, like, all the comics when I was a real young kid. Syntax said, let's move global on them locals. I know that's right.
Yeah, I don't know no better, bro. Motherfucker be small-minded.
Yeah, Black Sands, we about to flip your shit. Put the woman in the front, put the men in the back. Look at me sounding like a feminist.
See?
But that's what it's about, women. Because, I mean, they're not represented as much. And even with Black Sands, as beautiful and wonderful as that is, how many other black comics with black women in it?
And once again, that's why I love anime. Even that one show that you kind of watched with me where it was the 3 girls and they were the only ones immune to the radiation.
I just hate the fact that it's so, like, there was like, and then they have these little tiny skirts.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's almost like those people that dress up like babies or like kids to me. Like, it's just weird. Like, it's a weird thing that grown people want to watch that. And then it's these girls that are supposed to be like grown,
high
or
school,
if they're not grown,
they're
they're
high school kids.
right? And they're like damn near naked, and it's like they're making these noises and stuff, and like so many sexual like innuendos, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, that's like, Asian culture for real though.
That's what I was about to say, and I just can't get down with it. Now with something like the Boondocks, it's raunchy, but it's funny, so I can watch it all day long because they're letting you know, like, look, this is what this is. But when it's like indirect, that shit pisses me off.
But there's way more animes with a more female cast and all female cast and more female protagonists than there are in like American comics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like other cultures don't mind like putting girls in the forefront and having a badass girl who can kick any dude's ass.
Especially Asian culture.
Yeah, they had them chicks be beating everybody ass, yo. They say it's the end of the fucking world, the whole planet contaminated, and the only 3 people who can walk around are these 3 high school chicks. It's like,
right?
Okay, you guys are badass, right? I guess.
Yeah,
all right,
just
a little bit more, and I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna just put a little bit of blue on here. I'm trying to work on these highlights on this toenail for a second and see if I can get this bluish gray color.
Speaking of toenails, I really need my fucking feet done. And the nail shop is closed. I might be going myself.
It's not blue enough.
I keep procrastinating on the mall close early as shit today. You know what, Syntax? I'm slightly offended. Yo, he said that toenail big. Princess Peyton, the TV show on it.
Damn.
Hey, yo.
Episode of goddamn Family Matters.
YouTube toenail. You know what? You wrong for that.
I should have put a scene from SpongeBob SquarePants on this shit.
You know what? I can't with y'all. Y'all know y'all want to see toenails first thing when y'all open up YouTube. I was just watching this.
My thumbnail is a toenail.
It's a toenail. LOL. That's so funny. I forgot. Huh. I was watching this couple earlier. This, like, I guess, gay couple. And they do,
She said she guessed.
Well, I couldn't tell. Well, yeah, I guess they weren't. They had the same last name. But they just weren't, like, you know how couples normally be, like, up on each other? Like, I couldn't tell if they were, like, father. What? But they definitely gave me, like, free vibes. Not that it matters. Anyway, they made, like, BDSM stuff, like, and, like, that. But they sell, like, custom beds starting at, like, bed frames starting at, like, $1,000 and going up. And, like, when I tell you they were making the craziest shit ever, I'm like, oh, my God, look at these beds. This is so nice. Like, oh, forget the kinky shit. Like, this just look like a nice regular bed. Like, whatever. Then they pull out the motherfucking big, full-size high chairs. And had the people on there acting like babies and shit. And I'm just like, look, get your bread. But I just feel like, if you want your partner to dress up like a baby, either you got mommy or daddy issues, or you like kids.
I don't know what my girl be watching sometimes, y'all, but I do not condone that shit. I don't be watching no people build baby furniture for adults.
No, I mean, I like watching people build stuff. I started off watching people do plant stuff on the inside of their house. So they were taking, like, plastic bottles and, like, replanting stuff and just watching it grow, like, without even putting it outside. So I was just watching, like, you know, different shit. And I started watching people building beds for their gardens and shit. And then I happened to stumble on them. They were building some shit, and they were building beds, but not those type of beds. And then I get halfway through the video, and he's like, well, yeah, you know, people are embarrassed, but they want to... So then the one guy comes on there, and he's like, yeah, I've been with my daddy for 2 years now, and he loves when I dress up like a baby. And this motherfucker gets up in a fucking full-size adult high chair and a pamper. I was like, yo, people really do this shit. Like, that has to be a mental illness.
Well, at least he's fucking an adult that's dressing like a baby instead of...
His daddy is the weird one. Why you want your man to dress like a baby?
Well, if you dressing up like that, you're weird right along with it.
Yeah, but you weird for requesting.
Yeah, but I'd rather him do that with an adult than go try to rape some little kids.
I mean, hey, if that's how you get your rocks off.
Yeah, like I don't give a fuck what...
It just speaks like, oh, I'm a secret pedophile. Never have I ever asked you to put on a diaper for me, or have you asked me that. Like, if you asked me that, I'd be like, Travis, you okay? You alright? What you had?
Some people like feet and weed. Some people like baby peppers and pacifiers.
That's a different kink. You want to say that's nasty, whatever. But you walking around in a pamper and drinking bottles and crying like a baby and you sleeping in the crib, no, that's disturbing. And yes, I'm judging people who do that. I'm not judging people, but I would judge you for that.
Hey, to each their own, man. Just don't be weird around me, bro. I don't give a fuck what you do at home.
Listen, if I find out that you be wearing Pampers or you like somebody that wear Pampers, okay, no kids that I know come around.
Oh, hell no. I know how to move different around you. I don't give a fuck what you do.
That's what I said. I'm judging.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you do, but I know how to act around you. Hey, if I knew you smoke crack and you a thief, I'm cool with that. But I ain't gonna just leave my wallet laying around you, nigga. Right. Like, I know how to act around you. And if you dressed with some diapers and like pacifiers, I'm cool. I just know I can't leave my kids around you by unattended, nigga.
Unattended.
That shit, I just know how to act around you. That's all. Do whatever the fuck you do. Live your best life and do it the best you can. I just know how to act around certain people.
That's what I'm saying. I don't care if you want to be tied up. I don't care if you want to burn
all
with cigarettes.
Yeah,
I
do what you want to do.
I don't care if you like piss. It's
She
like
burned me with a cigarette 10 times in the same spot.
Like whatever you like, but just the baby thing is like that's suspect.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely shit. Right. Like I say, you ain't commit no crimes or nothing. It ain't illegal. So that's why I like Matt Dillon. Like you can there is no such thing as a thought crime. You can think about molestation. You can think about murder. You can think about whatever the fuck you want to think about. Don't do it. Just don't do that shit.
Not fronting. That toenail is hot. I'm not even in defeat.
Just don't do it, yo.
I think every man got a secret foot fetish. If he don't like feet, he just ain't found the right feet. That's all.
That's all it is, man. My
You
girl
just gotta
got
find the right feet.
my girl got pretty feet, though.
He said, I'm a booty cheek.
Booty cheeks. I'm gonna tone down some of the colors after a while.
I'm about to say, Travis just the everything, man. You just like what you like.
Booty cheeks.
Booty cheeks. I know there's so many booty men and not a lot of titty men.
Fuck titties. I like boobs, but ass and feet, yo.
No, I can't relate. I like women's legs, like not even on no gay shit. I just like women with nice legs. That's like, but for men, I like arm veins, yo. I don't know what it is about men with them strong ass veins in their arms. Like, that was one of the first things I saw when I first liked you. I was like, oh, he got them arm veins.
Weird as fuck, yo.
Ask any woman. I bet you she'll say she like that shit. Because we can't look at y'all. Like, y'all can look at us and see if we got boobs or ass or whatever. I can't look at you and see what your package looks like. I can guess. But I can see, oh, you got a nice body. That's it.
He got big veins in his arms.
Yeah.
I bet he got a big veiny dick, don't it?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, okay? Big veiny
crazy.
dick. All females like that. That booty cheek and thigh. Yeah, they not letting you say nothing, Syntax. They on you. The feds watching you. That booty cheek and that thigh. So you a thigh man too, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's different with men. Like I said, like, we can't just look at y'all and be like, oh, like, I looked at you and knew you had a nice body and arm veins, but you can't judge a man off his height or off his shoe size and really not even off his hand size. You really would be surprised. Like, I used to think when I was young, like, oh, only tall guys, like, have big packages. I know y'all seen them people. I know y'all haven't seen them, like, actually seen them. But them motherfuckers that be taking steroids and them bodybuilders and shit,
I got a bunch of women in my family, yo. I done heard all kind of stories.
Syntax said that veiny roadmap dick. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with some veins, okay? I like any veins in your legs, in your penis, in your arm, wherever. But like I said, it's just something about arm veins. And it's sexy too because you look strong. Like, you just look stronger. Like, I don't know. And I like a man that smells good too. But I guarantee you what, the men that be talking about women's bodies, if y'all could just walk around all day and we had to look at y'all dicks on the soft, I bet men would stop talking about women. Men keep them guessing. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If y'all had to walk around and we could just see, we just had a dick meter, y'all motherfuckers would be real fucking hurt. All the niggas that be like, oh, her ass ain't this, she ain't that, she need to do this. Let's see what you working with. Boy, you a 2 on a damn dick meter. You need to get up to a 7 first. Okay? Make them keep guessing.
I tell a motherfucker, how comfortable are you on a scale of 1 to 10 of getting naked in front of women you don't know? I'm comfortable.
I'm sure you are.
It wouldn't matter to me. I'm secure in how I look butt naked. Chase was like, "Oh, I think I'm like a 5 or a 6." Nigga, you need to get.
Peter meter.
You need to get not the Peter meter.
That's some funny ass shit. Yo, syntax.
Motherfucker be walking around with a gaydar and a Peter meter.
Hey yo, I swear, I be thinking I be having a gaydar, but then you still be surprised sometimes. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't know how comfortable I would be naked in front of men, not because of my body, but just because I would feel like they're looking at me. Like,
yeah, that's the whole point. How comfortable on a scale of 1 to 10 are you just to get naked in front of a group
if he's not, like, sizing me up, like...
Not just a group of dudes, like, fuck that.
I mean, I wouldn't really care, but I just don't feel it's appropriate.
Oh my god, this is hypothetical.
If I was single and I wasn't worried.
Oh my god, you're putting too much into it. Hypothetically, are you that secure with your body where you would get butt naked in a room full of guys?
Yeah, fuck their opinions. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't, right?
Yeah. Most dudes aren't that secure though.
Yeah, it's just not normal. That's why I said, you do it too much. I'm like, no, because I'm in a relationship. Like, that's just a hypothetical that would never happen, more than likely. Unless I was just a new model and all the men were painting me. But like I said, it just would be weird to just have them all staring at me. Syntax said a baby arm holding an apple. I've heard people say that shit before.
I told him I'm about to get an elephant tattoo.
Shut the hell up.
I'm saying get the ears put around it, and then the trunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Use your cock for the trunk, nigga.
Fucking Eric. That's just as bad when the chicks get the butterflies.
Oh yeah, around the butt cheeks, yo.
And then by the time they be 40 or 50, that shit be looking sad as fuck. Be looking like a damn dead butterfly.
Not a butterfly butt.
Butterfly booty. The porn stars love doing that shit.
They start twerking, the butterfly start flapping his damn wings.
It be looking good when they're young, but when they get old, that shit be looking crazy as hell.
Flapping, butterfly booty.
And then the butterfly booty don't be flapping no more.
I ain't never seen nobody with that elephant tattoo I want though.
A baby arm holding an apple though. I really have heard some people say that shit. That's reserved for a porn star, yo. You gotta be porn star level to have that. Regular motherfuckers don't get that shit. He also will call you Trunks.
Trunks. From fucking goddamn Dragon Ball Z.
That tramp stamp. Is it a tramp stamp though, or is it like an ass stamp? Tramp stamp above your ass. That should be looking bad too. Like when I was in maybe high school, everybody older than me had those little tramp stamps, and I'm like, oh, I want a tattoo right here. And now I'm so glad I don't have nothing on my low back.
People embarrassed of them shits now, yo.
I swear. I'm not embarrassed of any of my tattoos.
I see one girl, she was like, you see my tattoo? Of course I see that shit, but that's what before I do. It's like, yeah, you're a slut, yo. You just got a little slutty ass tramp stamp.
Really?
Who the fuck does that?
Everybody has sex, don't they?
Yeah, with the little stamps back there. I mean, you used to wear like the lowrider jeans with this shirt so you can see that shit.
And everybody had the same little like tribal little thing that looped around. Or they had the little butterfly in the middle, and then they had the parts on the side.
Oh my god, it's so whack, yo.
I'm not gonna lie, my first tattoo was a butterfly tattoo, and that's the only tattoo that I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't have. But it's on my shoulder, so.
Yeah, them little, like you said, that little tribal shit, every chick had that shit. I didn't know, bitch, you knew.
Just like every fucking bodybuilder across the world wants to get that fucking tribal shit growing right here across their arm.
Bro, that shit whack, bro. Stop getting the barbed wire tattoos.
Right. I mean, I like it, but it's just like, do it different, you know? But I seen a chick who had an octopus tattooed, like, going from her, like, thigh around her ass, and she had all the tentacles coming off. And that shit was hot. I know that shit hurt, though. And then the girls that be tattooing their coochies, I be like, I know that shit hurt. You had to put me to sleep for that.
You bitches love pain.
Yeah, not that type of pain. I don't know. Like, after getting my knee tattooed, that's a different type of pain that I never want to experience again. I want a tattoo of Prince painting pain.
Damn.
You're a true fan, Syntax. I have to put you in the Hall of Fame.
I got a painting of me painting a painting of myself. But I seen somebody get this one artist I follow. Somebody got one of her paintings tattooed on them. I was like, oh my god, yo.
Yeah. First of all, that's a lot of detail, and then second of all, you better hope your tattoo artist can make it look the.
I'll do a nice little simple tattoo design for you, bruh. For the low. I ain't gonna charge you nothing but an arm and a leg.
Maybe just an arm. He is your Hall of Famer.
All right. That was my last stroke for right now.
That's what he said. Damn, I really want some new ink too. Holding an arm? A dick? That's what you want to be charged with?
Come on. Damn it. This is annoying. I went into my director's office and she was having a Zoom meeting. And she had her laptop sitting up on a big ass box. I was like, I be doing the same shit at home, yo.
Oh, my phone just died.
So I put my laptop on the box too. Alright, make sure I get all these fucking shit.
He said it sounded better in my head. I'm sure it did.
Yeah. I might play the game for a little while. They gave us something free this month. Damn. Oh, Days Gone, yo. They gave us Days Gone for free. The little biker zombie game. I don't know, it's cats down there.
Where'd it go? You got it out?
She never came back in.
I know I let it back in the house, I think. Who's in it? Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't want you. Just want to make sure I ain't left you outside.
I ain't call you. I don't even want you.
Tell him he ain't loved on you all day.
Yeah, I did.
Tell him. You tell him. Ooh, why you keep me mugging him? He laughed at you because I took your ice cream away. With his evil ass.
This stream, yo, and checking out the progress on the paintings. It's coming along nicely. Still got a lot more details. I'll go over the foot, and I definitely gotta go over the wood grain at least one more time. And then like the weed, I'm trying to save that for last. So there's probably like 2 or 3 layers of paint I'm gonna have to do there. So.
And my tattoo.
Yeah, that's why I gotta get the skin better first. Before I add the tattoo.
Oh, her name is Boo. Boo Boo.
Her name is fucking Aggravation.
Yeah, she's definitely Aggie. That's her second name is Erky Jerk. What? What you want?
I forgot the softness.
What you want? She's really a mama's girl, but lately she been up Travis' ass, and I'm not appreciative of it. You don't love me no more? It's okay. Travis can have you. See? Tell me, I don't want that dog.
You say you got a job now, so now I gotta do more for this damn dog. That's not the reason she'd be up on me. Say, can I walk you more now? I give you more treats now. She like whoever does that the most.
I give her more treats than you do. You walk her more than I do, but you get home before I do. Yeah. And your mama really about to be working late, so you really about to be missing me. Actually, as a matter of fact, this week I have to stay late, like till 6. I do. I have to stay till 6 o'clock every day this week, and next week.
What that sound like to y'all guys?
I'm not gonna say out loud why, but you know why, because I gotta make my time up. Because I have to leave at 12. Now, any other questions? Yeah. I gotta make my time up. Because they don't let us take off, let us do a part day. You gotta take a full day of PTO. But they'll probably let me do the part-time because I don't even have PTO to begin with right now. So I have to make up my time. So, an extra 30 minutes every day.
There it goes. I don't know
That green stuff is weed. I thought it was an afro growing.
Oh, wow.
Not an afro between the feet.
Between the toes, that's some nasty ass.
The pubes. Between the toes, yeah, no. It's just earthy right now. It's earthy.
All right. I think that's a good stopping point. Y'all, if y'all want to catch me downstairs on some video games, I don't know if I'm gonna play Days Gone or Watch Dogs 3 or Watch Dogs Legion is what it's called. Taking my iPad down. I'll show you. All right before I leave, I'll show you the last thing I did. Somebody wanted me to do a little logo for them, and motherfuckers didn't like it enough to pay me for it. So now that was the first time I got stiffed on a digital project, and so I was giving everybody the benefit of the doubt, but now I need a deposit before I do any digital artwork. But this is something I did for my organization, Black Scranton Project. So I put together this little infographic a couple days ago, just to throw on our social media. But this is a project I did for somebody who didn't want it afterwards. I'm trying to, start doing these little caricature, like Grand Theft Auto style, like pictures for people. For a couple bucks. You give me like $85. I'll make this little thing for you. You can use it however you want to. Put that shit on t-shirts, use it on your websites, for whatever advertisement you want. After you pay me for it, I don't give a fuck what you do with that shit. But I did that for somebody, and they act like they ain't want it, so they ain't getting it. Alright. Catch you guys downstairs. Peace.